One pill. Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
It's going down. The Labor Day Bash at the House of Blues. Sunday, August 31st. You don't want to miss it. Labor Day Bash 2025. On the bill, we got DJ Icy, DJ Magic Mike, Baby Ann, the incredible Kimball Collins, and Jimmy Johnson all on one stage. Tickets are available at livenation.com and the House of Blues box office. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to hear about it. You want to be in the venue for this evening. So make sure you check it out. Get your tickets, and it's brought to you by Vision One.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
ThatmortgageguyDon.com. Orlando's premier comedy club and restaurant is the Funny Bone, located at Point Orlando. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes Tony Roberts, August 29th through 31st. Check out our star-studded calendar and showtimes online at orlando.funnybone.com. Full kitchen and bar available, as well as parking discounts for all guests. Follow us on all social media platforms and get your tickets now at orlando.funnybone.com. We'll see you at the show.
A golf instructor who knows technique can improve an aspiring pro's swing. But one who really cares can help transform a career.
There he is, your new champion.
When you team up with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. At Truist, we believe the same is true for banking. Truist, leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank, member FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
Law and Order Criminal Justice System is back. In Season 2, we're turning our focus to a threat that hides in plain sight.
There's been a bombing at the TWA terminal. Just a chaotic scene.
That's harder to predict and even harder to stop.
That's why terrorism works. It doesn't care who you are.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Law and Order Criminal Justice System, and start listening now.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures. From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic coastline in Ponte Vedra and the beaches, every moment brings a perfect blend of exhilaration and rejuvenation. Start your summer getaway now at floridashistoriccoast.com.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Let's go!
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at OrangeBuickGMC.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeart Media, its management, or advertisers. The news News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Tuesday, August 26th, 2025. Lots to get to today. From Trump targets the show to the latest on the Rajah Jackson wrestling attack. And we go deep on the Delta Mile High Club investigation, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
C-Lane is out. Hello, Josh.
Hello.
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And it is, friends, a Share the Show Tuesday. Yeah, that's right, everybody. That is right. That's when you share the show, you tell somebody about the News Junkie radio show. You are, well, an evangelist for this program, and we'd love to hear from you today after you do so. But thank you for telling somebody today on a Share the Show Tuesday about the show. How's everybody doing on a Tuesday?
Good. Ready to party.
Some of Josh's buttons are a little different than
I think I got it worked out now.
Did you? Okay. Sure? There was a little like spooky intro to the show on the video side, folks. Just so you know,
it's called psychedelic. Okay,
teaser.
Like when Josh took Sabrina's camera, it was me still, and then like Sabrina as a ghostly figure on top of me.
That's
and
fun.
It was fun.
Put that back.
Yeah, there was. We couldn't do it again if we tried, I don't think, but here we are regardless. All right, we have so much to get into on a very busy Tuesday. Hope everybody had a great day yesterday. Right now, let's start off as we always do. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours, and we go to France, everybody, where there was a bit of a problem. There was a fire in France, and locally there was a helicopter that was helping out with this fire. And heroes all around, you know? These folks were driving this helicopter, flying it, I guess you might say, and they made their way over to this big lake, and they kept taking the helicopter with a big, giant bucket on it and dunking the bucket into the water and then going over and like putting out this really bad fire, and just everything was going swimmingly until, well, I don't know. Here they are getting the dunk. Okay, little dunkaroonie. Oh, wait, hold on. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
You could hear the reaction as they tried to dunk the bucket. Like, picture a helicopter dangling a bucket, and they try to dunk it into the water, and then this time they dunked a little too hard. They dunked too close to the sun.
Never go full dunk, dude.
They went full on dunk, and then this thing just went right into the water, and everybody's okay, thankfully. But man, freaky deaky. Somebody said they almost saved it. So close. The dunk, okay. Oh, into the water. No, we're good. The chopper's out. Oh, man. Catastrophe after that. So
pilot's okay.
Yeah, everybody's okay. Everybody did okay. Yeah, probably the spin. A little bit of a spinnies going on there.
I'm getting sick.
My baguette all over my pilot's steering wheel.
They were just trying to do the right thing. And, you know, here we go. Lo and behold, there's always somebody getting in the way. Speaking of that, I mean, when I saw this clip this morning, it seemed kind of clear to me that President Trump was coming after the show. It seemed like the president is in the White House, and he's set his sights on all sorts of different things out there, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 you know, he just locked in on the show, and President Trump was just like, it felt like he was talking directly to us. And I'm not saying it's war, but it feels kind of like war.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it feels a little bit like war has been declared here.
For?
We're going to find out. We are going to find out.
All right.
Here is Trump, and I can't even tell you what the fallout will be on this, But tell me this is not shots fired at the show here. Here's Trump.
Intelligently went and they sort of took a monopoly of the world's magnets. And nobody needed magnets until they convinced everybody 20 years ago, let's all do magnets. There were many other ways that the world could have gone. But so it'll take us probably a year to have them. We're heavy into the world of magnets now, only from a national security standpoint.
Yeah, so he's saying
they're taking away our effing magnets?
They're going after the magnets.
Okay.
They are. If you've listened to this show for any period of time, you know that magnets are a big part of the whole thing around here. And the news junkie magnets, there are over 50,000 of these and counting out in the wild. There's a game, if you're new to the show, you might not know this, called Game of Magnets. If you see a news junkie magnet on the back of somebody's vehicle, it's what they call in play. And you can grab the magnet and haul ass, or, swap it out with another one that you might have if you want to be a sweetheart. Whatever you want to do, magnets have long been, since the beginning of times, it had been a part of the show.
Right after the wheel was the magnet.
There was the wheel, there was fire, and magnet right after that. And it just feels, I got to be honest with you, incredibly, incredibly targeted. All Day Yucker says this is where Sean becomes radicalized. It might be the moment.
That's what it took.
I'm finally going to get a sign. I'm going to get a sign and take to the streets. Hands off our magnets, because that's what this sounds like.
But China intelligently went and they sort of took a monopoly of the world's magnets. And nobody needed magnets until they convinced everybody 20 years ago, let's all do magnets. There were many other ways that the world could have gone. But it'll take us probably a year to have them.
Yeah, they're going to have the magnets at the White House. They're going to do their own game of magnets, it would appear here. The idea is that they're going to put a magnet tariff out there, a 200% magnet tariff, which, what does that do? What does that do to magnets for the game of magnets? I don't know. Prices through the roof. Astronomical.
Can't you just make a magnet? Or you have to order it from Magnet Depot?
I don't know. I don't have the level of science acumen that it would take to do whatever it takes to create a magnet from scratch over here. I don't have that. I know that we have been getting our magnets. I thought they were local for the first 2 years, and then I realized it was out of California.
Oh, God.
And then I said, they're really sweet people who have done a great job. And it's like a U.S.-based business. And they're printing all the magnets over there in California and sending them over here. These big, heavy magnets. Can't even imagine how much all of them would weigh if you put them all together. 50,000 of these magnets. Excuse me.
Sir, yes, sir.
50,000 of these magnets that are out there
really
in
leaning
circulation.
into the war thing.
But if they're getting them from China and then there's a 200% tariff on it, well, war is declared, folks. The battle is on. This is a very, very personal battle that I think we're about to see unfold here in the coming weeks. But we'll keep an eye on what's happening. We're sending our magnets to Ukraine and Israel. Is that true? I don't know. Come on. We need all the magnets we could get here, please. We need all of them. We convinced the world that they needed them, and now here we are. We got to talk about haboobs in just a second.
All right.
I'll explain, just in case you're not initiated. I know you might be.
I am curious.
Yeah, I mean, haboobs will be featured on the show in a minute. But another thing I saw was Trump kicked somebody out of the Oval Office. Maybe after the magnet thing. Maybe a fan of the show. Maybe the show was like, sir, this is a bad idea. I don't know what you're doing. This is a really bad idea to go to war on the magnets front. But he's in the middle of his speech. Trump's talking about something in the Oval Office, and one of the staffers' phone starts ringing. Try to see if you could tell what the ringtone is, because I can't pick it up. But there's sort of like there's some sort of song that's playing.
The stock market went up almost 1,000 points on Friday, and it went up not because of this very, I think, terrible. Hello, who's that? Who is that?
Hello.
All right, get out of the room. It went up because...
was that them leaving?
One person laughed, and it was not Trump, I'll tell you that.
All I could hear was somebody's phone was making noise, and it was just like very quick. Get out of here. Let me go back, because you could hear the
stock market went up
door
almost
shut.
1,000 points on Friday, and it went up not because of
Will Scharf,
this very, I think, terrible. Hello, who's that? Who is that back there?
It said Will Scharf. Who's Will Sharf?
I will Google.
Willie Sharf.
Yeah. That's like such a weird ringtone.
It was.
No music to it.
Sounded like a YouTube ad.
Yeah, it sounded like words. It didn't sound like any kind of song that was playing on. But
this video is brought to you by NordVPN.
Get him out of here.
Will Sharf, off the bat, Google.
Yeah,
is William Owen Sharf, born 1986 or 1987.
We don't know. We don't know.
American attorney, political advisor, who serves as the White House staff secretary in the second Donald ... I click.
We know that he was born. When was he born? We do not know. We don't. It's like Taylor Lorenz. They don't know when. They know from whereth she came, a woman's vagina, but we don't know what the time period was. And the same is true for Will Sharf. And for now, honestly, it doesn't even matter because he's just been ejected out of here. And if you don't know, this is how it works at the White House. When he says get out of the room, that means there's an area that you walk into and there's a moat and there's sharks and alligators. Yeah, there's a dragon out there. It's a brutal way to go. Brutal way to go. But there you are. That's what's happening at the White House as of late. The magnet war is on, and Will Sharf got kicked out, whoever he is. There was somebody that caught this, so I did want to bring it to everybody today, especially our friends over in Arizona. Courtney's parents just got back from Arizona not that long ago. Everybody swears by Arizona when I hear from them. People will say, oh, my God, Sean, Arizona is so beautiful. You have to go. And I hate to say this to you, Arizona, but everything looks ugly. It's just a lot of like orange, a lot of terracotta roofs, a lot of stuff like this. Like, I don't even know what a haboob is because I'm not from Arizona. You guys know what a haboob is? You ever heard of that?
Yes. I just know the last part of that word.
No, not boobs.
It's like a dust storm, right? It's an African word.
What? This guy's been to Arizona at some point in time.
Only briefly.
All right, just passing through, he's aware of haboobs. But apparently this just happened from the Associated Press. A powerful storm kicked up a towering wall of dust that rolled through Metro Phoenix yesterday.
That is a result also was at Burning Man, right?
Yeah. I think that's the same thing. I think the thing that rolled through Burning Man is the same thing that caused this. And it's this massive, and massive, dust storm, and they're called haboobs, which is new to me. I've never heard of this.
Double D?
These ones big haboobs, big old hunkin' haboobs that you could see here. Brene Weitzman was driving her son and daughter 9/11 home from school, and the storm known as a haboob arrived late in the afternoon in Arizona City. That is southeast of Phoenix. They had to pull over because it engulfed their car.
Is that boob too fat?
I couldn't see my hand in front of my face if I put my hand outside, she said. And everything stopped. All the cars stopped. Everything stopped on the roads. And they couldn't move an inch for 15 minutes.
Damn.
As this haboob just completely started wreaking havoc on the area. It's pretty crazy. I'll put this up on See It Now because you're listening, and I want to make sure you'll be able to take out a second of your time to look at this. But one of the largest dust storms, they said, coming into the valley in Arizona, a haboob was what happened yesterday, right around the time the show would have been ending. So there you go. We'll put that up on See It Now. Check it out over on the newsjunkie.com in the See It Now section. Quick break. Big show today. Oh, boy, do we have a lot going on. Cannot wait to hang out with you more. And of all of the things we got to get into, there's an update. Even the president has weighed in. First, he weighed in on the magnets, and now we got him weighing in on Cracker Barrel, believe it or not. It's happened. That's where we're at on this cycle. We got the story we missed yesterday from that wrestling event where this dude, Rajah Jackson, his dad is like a famous Street Fighter guy. He was at a wrestling event, and they told him, like, hey, have you guys seen this at all? Have you seen the videos of it?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
They told Rajah Jackson, they're like, hey, we're gonna do a bit. We're gonna bit back and forth, and I'll do this, and then you do this, and then you kind of lean into it or whatever. And they wanted him to jump up in the ring because he was a big streamer, and he's streaming to like a big audience. And they wanted to get like a little viral cross promotion going on. And he goes, okay, but he has a brain about the size of a snail and zero impulse control. And so he's sitting there and he's like, they told me to jump in. I'm going to beat the hell out of this guy. And he live streams himself and he goes and he like slams the wrestler down in the ring. And then he just keeps hitting him like that, punching the guy over.
Not know how this works?
He almost killed the guy. He literally almost killed the guy. Fatality. And whole insane thing that rolled out. So we'll give you the latest on that if you missed that story, the Cracker Barrel Trump update, a whole lot more on the way on a very busy Share the Show Tuesday. And that is coming up next in the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
You won't be running into any surprises on the major roadways that'll be affecting your ride. Just some familiar delays on I-4 between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. There's congestion heading through the city there. Look out for emergency crews on the roadways of Orange Blossom Trail clearing up an accident at Gore Street. Move over and slow down if you see crews on the roadways there. See traffic troubles, call the Valve. 666-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by OUC.
OUC is proud to be known as the reliable one. Based on the most recent PSC data from Florida's investor-owned utilities, OUC ranked #1 in the state for reliability. Your power, our priority. Learn more at ouc.com/reliability.
You know, there's a lot of good reasons to go solar. You know, some people do it because they like what it does for the environment. It's very green. It's a cleaner energy. Some people do it because they want to own their own power, or they want some sort of backup for when a storm comes through, knocks out the power. They are covered. A lot of people just want to save money. And if you want to save money, right now is the cheapest you can go solar. Batteries are going up in price, and that federal tax credit goes away at the end of the year.
Hey, everybody. Can you hear me?
So if you want to add a battery to your existing system, that's a
Happy Tuesday.
You not only produce that energy, you store it yourself. And you
to Share the Show Tuesday, even.
Showroom, touch it, see how it attaches to your.
Forgive us. Couple of moments here and there visually, because C-Lane's out today and tomorrow, and Josh doesn't have like all the latest updated buttons. So
407-777-5050 or go to solarinstallersoflorida.com.
And from what I can tell, YouTube comments are coming in. So fantastic. Hello, everybody. I think we got it under control. Mildly.
The Nickley Group at Keller Williams Realty.
Sunnyside Electric.
Hi, half my outlets stopped working.
I got a new bread maker. Have you tried focaccia?
My outlets don't work.
Oh, no toasties for you.
I should have called Frank Gay.
You're not off to a good start, buddy? True. True, Nightbot.
Power goes out. Don't settle for half-baked electrical service. Call the pros who fix it fast.
This is what happens. C-Lane leaves, and he's got updated button systems, and then Josh doesn't have updated button systems, and so Josh is hitting old button systems, and oh boy.
Featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, stock at Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
The lighting is great today. Now, I don't know if this is a joke, or if this is true, if the lighting is actually great, because I can't see. And C-Lane's not running the button game. Is the lighting actually good, or is the lighting actually bad? And C-Lane's currently at the store on his staycation, so he's got to make his way back to wherever he is where there's a computer so that he could remedy some of these issues. Got to chat on Twitch because YouTubers are in the dark? True. Yes, I do not know why. That is unrelated. This is a Restream multi-chat issue that happens sometimes. I'll fix it for tomorrow. It's true? Why would I joke about the lighting? Lighting looks good, but you need a mini light hanging under your cat bill. Or I could get a backlight, but I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if that matters enough. 2.5 minutes and we're coming back live. Who knows what's going to happen today? Obi has never told a joke? Yes, I've heard about this. YouTubers just cry politics all show? I mean, it's not really fair that the YouTubers can't back themselves up in Mega Chat and defend themselves right now. When they break through, which will happen at some point today, they will break through into Mega Chat at some point today. And we'll see if you're right about that. We'll see what the first message that pops through from YouTube is. And if it's about Trump, then you win. 90 seconds and we're coming back. That's okay, we talk about YouTube behind their backs all the time? I think that's fair. I think they do the same to you. Hey, by the way, quick note. Every single magnet, pin, Skin Bear sticker, gifted subs, subscription gift, all of it. Yesterday, while I was off for the day, I did every single one of them. They are all shipped. They are all in the mail. They are all on the way. A couple of you continue to give me weird addresses that aren't actually your address. So there's a few that might have issues. But overall, I sent them, okay? I sent them. What happened to the lizard? I have not seen the lizard. Hopefully Gator is doing okay. All right, we're coming back.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Why are TSA rules so confusing?
You got a hoodie on, take it off!
I'm Manny.
I'm Noah.
This is Devin.
And we're best friends and journalists with a new podcast called No Such Thing, where we get to the bottom of questions like that. Why are you screaming at me? I can't expect what to do. Now, if the rule was the same, go off on me. I deserve it.
You know, lock him up.
Listen to No Such Thing on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search No Such Thing to start listening.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row. It's
Just in case you were wondering, yes, we're live today. Should I read the newspaper or read the headline to you? It's Tuesday, August 26, 2025. We are live today.
We timed that out perfectly.
I don't know how to prove it. I don't even know if we can prove that we're actually live anymore. It's not raining outside the studio. We're live. We're live today is what I can tell you. And I know that's going to be a little confusing because people are still talking about the Cracker Barrel thing. And you would have thought that maybe like, hey, over the weekend and Monday when you guys were out, probably the Cracker Barrel story died. That's over with. No, that's not true. No, Cracker Barrel has responded. They have responded.
Oh, good.
And so has the President of the United States of America, who first today took shots at magnets, which means we're in the target. We're affected. The tariffs are coming for the News Junkie radio show magnets. It's happening, okay? But Cracker Barrel also in the sites. Let's see what Trump said about Cracker Barrel just quickly here. And then I'll get into the statement from them and what it all means and why people are just molding over this, just losing their minds and melting down over this. Here's Trump on Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel should go back to the old logo, admit a mistake based on customer response, the ultimate poll, and manage the company better than ever before. So
that's it.
I like that,
just
by the way.
3 simple steps. Manage the company better than ever before.
I like the manage the company better than ever before thing. Is like, I know you guys have been sucking, but if you change the logo back and then go, guys, now it's time for us to manage the company. We sucked at it before.
But all you had to do was manage it better. And then, comparing it to before, better than that. Boom.
Better. No. Better than ever.
Oh.
Okay. Not better than just before. Better than ever before. He did say before, so it makes it a little confusing. They got $1 billion worth of free publicity, Trump says, at Cracker Barrel if they play their cards right. Very tricky to do, but a great opportunity.
Great ratings.
Have a major news conference today. Make Cracker Barrel a winner again. Remember, in just a short period of time, I made the United States of America the hottest country anywhere in the world. 1 year ago, it was dead. Good luck, he says, to Cracker Barrel. So
thank you.
That's the president chiming in on this.
It's nice that the president of the United States took some time to comment on that.
This is swallowing
the priorities.
This is swallowing the world. So it's enough that we all need to really engage. We need to get into this.
Are there Cracker Barrels outside the U.S.?
I don't know.
This is a genuine
That's a
question.
good question.
If like a Dubai Cracker Barrel does feel a bit weird, if I'm honest with you, doesn't
But
it?
if it looks exactly the same.
Like, can you picture a Jamaican Cracker Barrel?
Hey, welcome.
Well,
That
go on,
seems
man.
like a fun
Welcome
time.
to Cracker Barrel Old Country Store.
Here's a puzzle you can never solve.
I don't know if that's a thing or not. Like, are there? See if there's international Cracker Barrels, because that seems like a weird American experience to export.
Yeah,
And
just
like,
for crackers.
just to get that out there, and then people go, have you ever been to Japan? They have a Cracker
Where?
Barrel there, and it's just the weirdest place that you'll ever experience in your entire life. I said quite clearly Japan.
Yes, Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
There are
Japanese?
none. There are none outside the U.S. By the way.
There's not one?
No.
They don't have one even.
Maybe that's our
weird.
next stint.
It
That
could.
we
It could.
invest in.
Yeah, we could say, let's make Cracker Barrel an international thing. I'm just telling you, there's a lot of countries that aren't going to understand it. They're going to be like, wait, what? It'll be like Buc-ee's to people who've never been to a Buc-ee's. It's like hearing a different language or something.
Welcome to Buc-ee's.
Cracker Barrel cracked this out. And I think that there's people saying that they're apologizing. I hope they're not apologizing. I hope they don't listen to Trump and change their logo back. I got skin in the game. What was my bet with that rando dude on the show?
50 bucks?
I think I had to sing "I'm a Little Teapot" or something.
Or
if Cracker Barrel
Just send him
changes the
50
logo, then I have to sing "I'm a Little Teapot," which is not thrilling, but I might have to do this. Cracker Barrel says, "Our promise to you. In the last few days, if we've seen anything, it's how deeply people care about Cracker Barrel.
This summer.
We're very truly grateful for your heartfelt voices." That is nonsense, by the way.
Heartfelt was not the word I would have used. They said burn the place down.
Great. You think behind the scenes at Cracker Barrel for the last week, people have been like, "I'm really grateful for the reaction." No, they hate all of you. They hate all of you. Don't spend your money there if you think that they like you, because they don't. They've been cursing your name behind the scenes. What has not changed, and what will never change, are the values this company was built on when Cracker Barrel first opened in 1969. Hard work, family, and scratch-cooked food made with care. Now, I'm going to throw a flag on the field about the scratch-cooked food stuff.
Stop scratching it.
I'm going to say that that's probably not true. I mean, there's even insiders in Cracker Barrel trying to tear the place down. These are those employees I told you probably don't want to hire. This is somebody behind the scenes saying, like, this is what's this is the scratch cooked food.
You know how your meatloaf is cooked whenever you come to Cracker Barrel?
It's in bags.
We throw it in the microwave.
Yeah, I mean, everything's like this. Everything at all these places you go to, these chain restaurants, is like made in bags and microwaved. But down here there's like a bottom shelf, and it looks gross, man. I don't know if this is like good example of a Cracker Barrel, but the employees are leaking the info now.
And then we serve it to you, and sometimes it's still cold.
Sometimes it's still cold, he said. That doesn't sound like scratch cooked.
Seems like more of an indictment of the kitchen workers, but that's just me.
True, yeah.
This is all because they fired Brad's wife that one time.
It is. Yeah, this is
Brad
the fallout.
said anything?
Nothing for Brad and Brad's wife.
Dancing on their grave.
If you don't know what that is, Google Cracker Barrel Brad's wife meme and
give yourself 2 hours of time.
Get yourself informed. People still complaining about that guy's wife being fired. A place where everybody feels home. No matter where you're from or where you're headed, that's the Cracker Barrel you'll always find. The things people love most about our stores aren't going anywhere. Rocking chairs on the porch, a warm fire in the hearth.
I've yet to see a hearth or a warm fire.
Why not say the fireplace, Cracker Barrel? In the hearth?
In the hearth.
Peg games on the table, unique treasures in our gift shop.
That's like Savoy.
Vintage Americana with antiques pulled straight from our warehouse in Lebanon, Tennessee.
Oh, okay. I was about to ask.
Cracker Barrel's in bed with Hezbollah.
That would be the end for Cracker Barrel.
If they found it's bad over there, Arizona, just wait.
They found out that Cracker Barrel was based in Lebanon. They've been, who is Uncle Herschel? There's things I don't know about this company. We love seeing how much you care about our old timer, and we love him too. Uncle Herschel will still be on our menu,
but he's
we
dead.
Welcome back his favorite breakfast platter. He'll be on our road signs and featured in our community store. He's not going anywhere. He's family. While our logo and remodels may be making headlines, our bigger focus is still right where it belongs. It's in the kitchen. They say, at the end of the day, our promise is simple. You'll always find comfort, community, and country hospitality here at Cracker Barrel. Uncle Herschel wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Thank you for caring so much, and come see for yourself the country hospitality that makes Cracker Barrel feel like home. Love Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, I got a question for you. What does any of that mean? Are you keeping the logo? Are you changing the logo? Are you going to let these Al-Qaeda types out there really get to you and change it back? Because if you do, I have to do the I'm a Little Teapot song, and I'm not super thrilled about that.
Uncle Herschel is not going anywhere. You could visit him in that very sad nursing home where he will die.
He did get nuked out of the logo, but they're suggesting that he's still really just a part of their hearts or whatever. Trump wants the logo to go back. People are pushing for this. What I cannot understand, which I always find hilarious in these situations, is where people focus their attention like laser beams, and they're like, well, forget this. Cracker Barrel is bad now. I don't want this anymore. First, it was the Impossible meat or whatever it was that they snuck onto the menu there at Cracker Barrel that people were upset about. Beyond or Impossible.
Yeah, the Beyond sausage.
Oh, boy. They were mad about that. And then they're mad about you got rid of Uncle Herschel. You made the peg games woke. And they'll be so upset about all these Cracker Barrel things. They'll post online to anybody who will listen. Absolutely anybody on social media who will listen to be like, did you hear about Cracker Barrel? I got to tell you the problem.
Twitter, y'all see that?
And then they'll go.
This, honestly, though, because they didn't make a whole announcement about it. It was like
what, Cracker Barrel?
Yeah. One TikToker just kind of exposed it.
No. Cracker Barrel legitimately responded to all of the people melting down on social media about this.
But how'd they hear about it to begin with? Because I imagine the marketing intention was to just slide it on in. Not make a whole big deal, just like the American Eagle jeans.
You can't change anything without people noticing. They notice, and then they're like, what are you doing? What's happening here? But I find it so insane and bizarre, and I don't know, it's just how we are. Sort of the ADHD and misplaced anger in modern American culture that all these people will be like, oh, well, that's it. Cracker Barrel's Cracker Barrel is the home for anybody who doesn't like that stuff mostly. Maybe that's why they're so protective over it. But Cracker Barrel is the country, proud to be country, and they push all of this Americana to the forefront.
It's also convenient. It's off the side of the highway when you're hungies.
People will look at this and then they'll go, I'm never going to Cracker Barrel again. Now let's turn on some NFL. Let's watch some football. Let's do this. and they'll spend the rest of their Sunday watching the NFL, which is undoubtedly, the NFL is 10,000 times more woke than a Cracker Barrel, all right? The NFL, the company that still does like land acknowledgments and has like all these messages for social justice all over the field. Like there's so clearly, the NFL is so far away from anything that Cracker Barrel is, but where does the anger go? It's so weird for me to watch that. I never understand that. Like maybe they view Cracker Barrel as the last bastion of country and they really have to defend this territory or something. But if you're in that category, please let me know what's on your mind, what's going on out there. Send a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com right now. All right. A lot of people chiming in on the show already. Love to see that. Absolutely do love to see it. We've got an update on that semi-truck incident on the turnpike. Some interesting stuff there. WPTV in particular did a good job following up, and they provided a lot of extra info on that truck driver who did the illegal U-turn. Now he's in a bunch of legal trouble because 3 people died. And my inbox also has melted to a crisp with crazies, but I could talk about that later. So we got to talk about the update on that. In fact, we'll do that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s.
Central Florida, and today is going to be another warm and muggy day. Although temperatures will be pretty close to normal, planned for a high of 90 degrees in Orlando. We will, though, see some scattered afternoon showers and storms, some of which could provide a lot of lightning and some heavy rain. That being said, we do look to dry things out a bit as we head to our Wednesday. A 40% chance of rain before things pick back up just in time for the Labor Day weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Everdoor Garage Door. Power outage? You're still rolling with Everdoor. Get $75 off a battery backup opener today. Don't let the dark shut you out. Everdoor keeps you moving. Visit everdoor.com, the garage door that lasts evermore.
Folks, let me tell you about Mills Air. This truly is one of the great companies out there that you can trust. And I love when, if you have an issue and you're freaking out, you can lean on a company like Mills Air to make the situation less bad for you. And that is what they do so well. They'll come out there. Their techs can service any brand of AC you might have. Don't panic if you're in a situation where like the AC is totally melted down and you know that it's time that you're going to have to get a new one. They have huge rebates for the new Carrier units right at Mills Air. $1,275 off, like rebates that you can't even imagine toward a brand new Carrier unit. So that's going to help. And they have financing for basically everybody out there. So they will get you back up and running. The other good thing is if you have to do that, you have to get this financing. The new Carrier units are so much more efficient. And that's like 75% of your electric bill. So if the AC in your house is way more efficient, you might be paying a little more to have that new AC, but you're paying a lot less on that power bill. And it could even out sometimes. So give them a call. Schedule your appointment today at Mills Air. 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
Man, heart disease and cancer are silent killers, and they strike without warning. This August, take control. Get a proactive heart and full body scan from Life Imaging FLA. No question, guys, early detection saves lives. And when you consider that...
Hey, everybody. All right, we're working on getting everything fixed. You don't care, though. You're just here for a good time, aren't you? You're just here to hear about Cracker Barrel. Love how engrossing the culture issues have become. That everybody chimes in. Like, is Cracker Barrel going to change the logo back? And so, your thoughts on that? Am I going to have to sing "I'm a Little Teapot"? Is Apple Barrel? That's Applebee's. Is Cracker Barrel going to crack? Are they going to change the logo? Yes or no? Because last week when this first came out, I was like, no way, no how. This woman running Cracker Barrel is not going to take an L here. She's going to force this through, and she's going to say, if everybody will forget about this in 2 weeks when there's a new controversy to focus on. But now I'm not so sure. Now you have like all these people who look at Cracker Barrel and go, well, I ain't going there. I'm not doing it. And honestly, I feel like it's one of the least woke companies out there. It's crazy. Hello? Okay, be safe. See you later.
Treatments that eliminate ED and PE with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant.
2 minutes and we're back. Lersethin says, this is the line, but not smaller portions. I stopped eating Butterfingers from a formula change. You're boycotting Butterfingers? Honestly, I haven't had a Butterfinger since I was probably 14. But I used to swear by some Butterfingers. So if they change that recipe, I'm with you. They made new Coke, then 6 months later they said, we love our customers and we listen. Poof, old Coke was back. Publicity. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think if you let somebody get the scalp from you, you're not winning. I don't think that's a win. I think Domino's did this right. Domino's said, we've been screwing up. We want to reformulate everything. We put the work in. We're trying to make our pizza better. And then they did it. And the company succeeded afterwards. But if Cracker Barrel just takes this hit here, it just ends up in a bad place, I think. They need something to distract everybody. Free breakfast. Or Confederate flags or something. Maybe both. All right, we're coming back. We're going to talk about the update on this semi-truck incident on the turnpike where the guy killed 3 people. The updates are very interesting, so hang tight.
Live radio, trusted DJs, breaking news, live play-by-play, endless music, and podcasts just for you. It's the free iHeartRadio app. Radio your way. Join the millions who already have it. Download the free iHeartRadio app, the #1 app for radio.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just 1 pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com. Radio.
Story time with the 3 best friends you never knew you had. This is
Tuesday. That means you tell somebody about this show. If you just stumbled upon it, that might be weird, but it's the News Junkie, and I hope you'll hang out for a little while, learn more about the show over at thenewsjunkie.com. This weekend, the last video that I did about this semi-truck crash on the turnpike where the illegal dude from India was behind the wheel, can't speak English or anything, doesn't know any street signs in America, but was given a CDL by not 1 but 2 states apparently. And then him and his buddy just hook a U-turn in the middle of the turnpike where you're not supposed to do that. And then this van just plows into the semi. The video that I posted about that spun off pretty big on Facebook in particular. It's got like coming up on 3 million views. Whoa. And I have to tell you, and out come the nut jobs, man. And like a lot of India was coming at me, which was really interesting to see. Like a lot of the people in India who saw this story and then just started commenting about it. They felt like they had to defend the Indian guy who I don't know. I don't know why they would feel an allegiance. Like he left India to come over to the United States. Still, some of these guys were wanting to run defense for this person. And I find all of the reaction to this very, very interesting. But man, I'm telling you, my inbox from that post was RIP all weekend long with crazy. There was some guy who was like fast messaging me. I'm getting all these alerts on my phone. And I'm like, okay, what a nut job. Block. I mean, he's unhinged, this guy. He's like, well, he's calling for my death. He wants me to be killed in the worst kind of ways. And I hit block this person and any other accounts that they create, boom, into the abyss. 5 seconds later, he's like, ha, you thought you could get me. I'm on another account now. He's posting, and it's like,
good
wow.
Lord.
Unhinged weirdos, unhinged bizarro people.
Facebook,
over on the social
Instagram,
media.
Twitter, y'all see this?
Just dragged out of the woodwork by this, which seems like a pretty cut and dry story to me. But I did see a couple of things that I want to update you on with the whole semi-truck driver situation. And one was, let me bring this up because the story was pretty good. It's the update on this semi-truck accident that was fatal, killed 3 people from WPTV. Shouts out to you, WPTV. They did a good job on this story, I think. And the story says, affidavit identifies 3 South Florida victims in the crash on Florida's Turnpike involving an undocumented trucker. Read a legal immigrant. Harjinder Singh declined to be interviewed by the Florida Highway Patrol, citing his want to speak with an attorney first. So, like, when they brought the Highway Patrol out, he was like, I don't want to talk. I'm not talking about this. I want to speak to an attorney. Okay. As the United States of America, you get that. Go for it. Don't blame you after you just killed 3 people in a horrific vehicular homicide. So there you go. Probably the best legal advice would be for him to do that, as mad as some people might get about it. But WPTV says, arrest affidavits are offering new details into a semi-crash on Florida's Turnpike in St. Lucie County. It involved a minivan that killed 3 South Florida residents earlier this month. By the way, quick pause. A lot of the nut jobs who were messaging me death threats over this video that I posted, a lot of them were talking about the van, and they were like, why didn't they even hit the brakes? Why did they, like, do you think...
Why the van that crashed into them didn't hit the brakes?
Yeah,
because it popped out of nowhere, you idiots.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw, and that was not one person. I'm talking about like a bunch of people who have that potato brain take on this.
If they did hit the brakes, it wouldn't have helped.
And I thought, is your conspiracy here that 3 people were just driving around on the turnpike waiting for a giant semi to hang an illegal U-turn so that they could finally plow into the side of it?
A long haul of a plan.
I don't know what is the idea there? Like, oh, guys, what happens if I don't hit the brakes? Do you think the guy thought he would go underneath the semi and sort of come out on the other side? No, they had 5 seconds, not even that, to react. They had like a millisecond to react to what was happening with this truck, and they plowed into the side of it. So anyways, the August 12th wreck, which involved a semi-driver from India who entered the U.S. illegally from Mexico in 2018, has garnered national attention. The people who died in the crash, Herbie Dufresne of Florida City, 30 years old, the driver of the Chrysler Town and Country minivan. Also, Rodriguez Dor, 54, of Miami. And Faniola, I hope I'm saying that right, Joseph, 37, of Pompano Beach. I'll get into why there could be some interesting things in these people's identities in a second too. But the arrest report said that when Florida Highway Patrol troopers arrived at the scene, the semi was parked across all northbound lanes of the turnpike and partially blocking the shoulder.
All
the cab,
northbound lanes.
The whole thing was blocked.
It.
The cab of the semi was parked in the center median, which was authorized for official use only. There was no indication that either the minivan or the semi applied their brakes or took any evasive maneuvers before the collision. When troopers arrived on the scene, they were attempting to extricate Dufresne, one of the people who was driving the actual van. Both Dor and Joseph had already been extricated and were pronounced dead at the scene because they went underneath the semi. They eventually got the driver out. They flew him to the hospital, but he later died. Troopers said they had to contact a translator to interview the driver of the semi. So they're trying to talk to this guy, and the Indian dude knows not a lick of English, and they can't really talk to him. The semi driver declined to participate in the interview, wanted to speak to an attorney first before participating. Investigators later interviewed the passenger. That was the dude who was chilling out in the passenger seat of the semi when it crashed on the turnpike. And they talked to him through an interpreter because he also didn't know a lick of English. So, I mean, that alone is so crazy to me. We shouldn't have people who don't understand English, don't understand the street signs on our roads and stuff, driving semis on the road. That's just like a full stop. We just should not have that happening. If we do, we should eradicate it immediately. The affidavit said the passenger was unsure why Singh attempted to make a U-turn since their GPS was instructing them to drive north until exit 193 and then head south to Miami. He said the pair had earlier dropped off a load of produce in Melbourne at 6 a.m. and they wanted to get to their next stop. They were incredibly tired, both of them, and they wanted to stop before too long for a break. They said they had gotten a little bit of rest, and they personally suggested that they were fine to drive, that they weren't feeling tired, but there was some worry beforehand that they were. The Florida Highway Patrol said they contacted ICE regarding the crash, when troopers called a manager of White Hawk Carriers, the employer of the dude driving the semi, to inquire about the whereabouts of both Singh and his passenger. They learned that both of them had taken a flight from West Palm Beach on August 13th and flew to Sacramento. So they left afterwards because the charges weren't filed yet. The report said Florida Highway Patrol contacted the California Highway Patrol and was seeking clarification on the validity of the guy's license. They said he possessed a valid commercial license, which was issued on January 8th of this year in California to this dude. Florida Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins flew to California and escorted him back to Florida. He faces 3 counts of vehicular homicide, 3 additional charges of vehicular manslaughter, and is being held without bond at the St. Lucie County Jail. So he is in jail in St. Lucie County right now. The mind-numbing thing to me was seeing the people who are now lining up against this. And I'll try to pull this up live here on the show. Okay, here's the petition, because there's this petition that's getting a ton of attention. And it's on change.org, as one might imagine. And it says, free petition, plea for fair sentencing. I think they've changed the title of this a couple of times. 3 million people, basically, just short of 3 million people, have signed a petition supporting the driver of this semi.
Supporting in what? His actions or his potential consequences?
Here's what they said in the actual thing that 3 million people have signed. We, the undersigned, urge Governor Ron DeSantis and the Florida Board of Executive Clemency to re-examine and reduce the sentence for a 28-year-old truck driver involved in a fatal U-turn crash on the turnpike. Re-examine and reduce the sentence? There is no sentence. 3 million people signed this. There is no sentence. You can't reduce a sentence against a guy who hasn't had his trial yet. Hey, you guys understand how this whole thing works? It says this was a tragic accident, not a deliberate act. While accountability matters, the severity of the charges against him does not align with the circumstances of the incident. Yes, it does. Vehicular homicide. Because the guy took his vehicle and crossed all the lanes, and people died as a result of his absolutely brain-dead move. But there's this weird move here, as there has been in some other cases, to like help out the dude who's here illegally and like run cover for him and say like, no, we shouldn't punish him as much. And I'm telling you, if this guy was wearing a Trump did nothing wrong or a MAGA hat or something behind the wheel of this car, and this was like the biggest Trump supporter ever, there will be 0 people on this change.org petition. Zilch. None. Nobody would have signed this, because everybody who's signing this would probably agree like, hey, that's bad. You if you kill somebody because of your moves in your vehicle, you should be charged with doing this. They're saying he had no criminal intent. The incident was a catastrophe, not a criminal act. Well, it can be criminally... the act can be criminal in nature if you're driving and you make a mistake and people die. All right. I don't know why people don't understand some of these things. This is like simple stuff, not even Mo level stuff. This is simple stuff. To say this is not a criminal act, it can be a criminal act if you're driving and your failures to listen to signs or to follow the rules of the road lead to the death of somebody else. That can be criminal.
Vehicular manslaughter.
That's what the charge is literally about.
It wasn't your intention, but it still happened.
If they charged him with like 1st-degree murder, I'd go, yeah, oh yes, what are they doing? This is crazy. That's not what's happening here. The petition requests this. 1, impose a proportionate and reasonable sentence. Again, just a lack of understanding of how the justice system actually works. That reflects the reality this was a tragic accident, not an intentional act of harm. 2, allow parole eligibility after a fair portion of the sentence has been served. And 3, consider alternative sentencing measures such as restorative justice, counseling, or community service. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Community service for the guy who took his vehicle, could not read any of the signs around him, but was still driving a big, deadly, dangerous semi, crossed across the lanes and killed 3 people. Yeah, let's rally behind that guy. What sort of like weird, self-hating American take is this? I do not understand this stuff. Sit back and watch what happens with the justice system. At the end, if you think the sentence, which doesn't exist yet, was too significant and that this guy was wrongly targeted, just because he's targeted just because he's not an American, then fine. That's a travesty of justice. Get behind it. But getting ahead of that is like, I don't know. It's so cringe. It's so unbelievably cringe to me. And 3 million people have signed it.
How many of these people are just saying something to say something because they want to be a part of the conversation and that's their shtick now?
I think
on next week it's going to be something else.
I think they're signing it because of this. They even mentioned that there was a previous case, Aguilera Maderos. In Colorado, a driver, Rogel Aguilera Maderos, forgive me if I'm messing the name up, initially received a 110-year sentence for a fatal crash resulting in 4 deaths. Following a massive public outcry and a petition that garnered over 5 million signatures, the governor in Colorado commuted the sentence to 10 years with parole eligibility after 5 years. So in that case, they thought the sentence of 110 years was too much. 4 people died. Each of their lives were worth basically a year, according to the folks who were upset about this. But it's like, this is a no-brainer. And I don't understand. I don't know how there's 3 million people that feel this way. I don't know how there's 3 million people who go, I look at this situation, and when I look for the victim, I don't see the 3 people in the van who are dead without their heads. I look at this situation, and when I look for the victim, I see the guy who is in the country illegally because that's the person I need to rally around and protect. It's like, what a weird thing. What an absolute weird thing.
This might be a dumb question, but do we know that everyone that signed this is American, or did his Indian online army all sign this? The same guys that are in your inbox.
I feel like they don't have rules on only Americans signing these things. I don't think that's a rule on change.org.
Yeah, I could
be wrong. I could be wrong, but I feel like change.org, anybody can sign it. But they're trying to get to 3 million signatures, and they've gotten to 2.993. Just crazy. It's crazy. Jason says, I'm so lost. WTF, man. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand why you would ever... Like, why do you look at situations where there's clear victims and people who made mistakes and rally around the people who made mistakes? Like, right off the jump. Like, you're not even... The names of the 3 victims aren't even coming out of your mouth. You're just like, nope, the other guy. Here's the one who I feel bad for in this. We need fair sentencing here. Yikes, dude. But if you're for that, I'd love to hear your take, okay? If you're somebody like, yep, I signed that. Here's why I signed that. Try to convince me. I have an open mind always. And I want to see what you think about this. So send your dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com or an email to tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Quick break. When we come back, we got to get into Trump firing somebody and the person saying, I refuse to be fired. More importantly, a conspiracy out of Chicago. You guys aren't going to believe this if you haven't seen it yet, but this story is wild, and it's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Smell that? It's almost football season. Hear the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all season here on Real Radio 104.1, courtesy of Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Bucs.
On the major roadways this afternoon, you won't be running into any issues really affecting your ride, although there are a couple things to keep an eye out for. The shoulders blocked on the Beach Line westbound before Florida's Turnpike, and accidents reported on Clarkona Coe Road at West Road. Look out for emergency crews clearing up an earlier accident on Orange Blossom Trail at Gore Street.
All right, everybody, I think we got things fixed.
People just know you could save money.
As you can see, we're on the Be Right Back screen, right? See?
Most people are saving a carload.
Be right back.
So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands.
Avendasora says, I'm so excited for College Game Day and Red Zone to be back. Avendasora, side quest between you and me. Side quest. Red Zone guy. Annoying or no? because I have noticed a trend where there are a lot of people who very much dislike the red zone guy. I don't agree with that yet. I haven't seen any reason to dislike him, but there is a red zone guy hate out there for sure. Americans always rally around crappy people that make mistakes. Look at our government today. What is Josh doing? Oh boy. Okay, there he goes. You got it. Actually, that's Sealand. I think Josh isn't even in there. It is Sealand. I like the red zone guy. He kills it. Look at Sean discussing sports. Well, it's not the sports angle of it. I'm just interested that the guy becomes the big center of attention. It's all content based. People are watching him for the football game. But then because it becomes popular, the guy's like, I am the reason why this has become popular. So therefore, people like me. Now I want to do college football red zone. Blah, blah, blah. Never heard of red zone? You been under a rock? Steven says on YouTube. By the way, welcome back, YouTube. None of those 3 million people are family members of the victims. People would feel different if it hit home from them. I think all of those people, all of them, are weirdo, self-hating Americans. We have this decent-sized chunk, about like 5 to 10% of our country, that are like Americans that just, they hate all things America. So when you look at these stories and you see, sure, 3 people died, their kappa is detated because of this guy's asinine move, because he never should have been behind the wheel of a semi to begin with. But we know what's happening here. And because this guy's an illegal immigrant, all the Al-Qaeda types are going to jump on him, and they're going to target him, and they're going to try to make an example out of him. So we must protect the poor illegal immigrant. That's literally the mindset that's at play here.
This summer, escape to a place where history echoes through the streets, where epic beaches embrace breathtaking sunrises, and days are filled with adventures.
I think all those people are just brain dead. Yeah, they are.
To 42 miles of scenic coast.
It's just weird, man. It's like, chill out. Like, imagine being the families of the 3 people who are killed in that minivan. And by the way, we don't even know if they're all here legally. One of them might be illegal. Wouldn't that really throw it on its head? Who do you root for then? Crazy. What about the family members? Imagine seeing that there's 3 million people trying to get the person who killed your family member a nice little lenient sentence. Kiss my ass. Fuck you.
Labor Day. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Documenting and contributing to the decline in American culture. This
and they're talking about some of the stories about this. New directive in our call of action. We need your help to free the man in the
Big
bean.
Bean
Thank
is
you.
lying to you.
Who's Big Bean?
You know.
Yeah.
Who is Big Bean? A statement for the Man in the Bean Coalition. People of Chicago, people of the outside world, people outside the bean. There is still a man inside the bean, and we need your help, it says.
I love this.
This is taking off.
But how many morons, like and bless their simple souls, are going up to that bean and just knocking on, saying, "We're going to get you up, man.
Let him out. Let the man out, please."
Say something.
Hang on, let me see. Can I play the audio of this? Stay by the dump button just in case.
Ready
I
to
hope that
dump.
occurs.
There's a man in the bean. We are currently on the L, spreading the good word.
Didgeridoo?
This says release something, and they're trying to get them to release the man in the bean.
Sounds like a blade.
Was a baby born.
This is just them like driving around the city, doing all their protests.
What is it? Release the what?
Release the bean.
Release reflect.
Yeah, release and reflect. Free the man. Thank you for your support, Man of the Bean. Now you know what's going on, but this is something that's happening out there. There's a growing conspiracy that in Chicago, in the big silver reflective bean, there is a man who grew up inside it and is now being held captive.
And think about, he's not the only one. Also, how do we know the gender? It could be a baby girl.
They're saying man. They say man in all of the different stories about this.
Now, let's go look at all of the sculptures that have been around for 20, 30 years. What about the bull?
Yeah.
Wall Street.
Baby in that.
I don't know if that's big enough, but maybe it could be big
Bull
enough.
baby.
There could be somebody inside that sucker, too. This started apparently as some people outside of Lollapalooza in Chicago, and
on
then
acid.
like, I think there's a man, somebody in the bean, man.
They saw their reflection and they're like, "Oh my God, there's a man inside there."
I just heard something.
Oh, what a time to be alive, friend. What a time to be alive. So the Man in the Bean conspiracy theory. Now you know what's going on if you hear people talking about that. Okay, we want to see what you have going on, what's happening in your world. I got to talk more about the wrestling mishap that happened over the past couple of days that has gotten a lot of people discussing things. I did want to mention real quickly, because in the AI world, it's pretty interesting. And if you have any experience, employers at all with this happening, I know this would be pretty rare, but Google and other big Silicon Valley tech companies have announced that Josh is very upset about this.
I'm incensed. I didn't realize how close I was to the mic.
That was nostrils. That's it.
Google and other tech companies in the Silicon Valley and California are bringing back mandatory face-to-face job interviews.
No!
Because everybody has been using AI and cheating in the interviews. And they're now like, on the ones that they are doing, companies will make you, and this would be so weird. If you're doing, say somebody says, "All right, we got a job offering for you." And you go, "Okay." And they go, "We want to do an interview. We could do I was going to say Skype. That doesn't exist. We could do a Zoom interview."
Boomer.
Or Google Meet. I don't know. Maybe they'll use their product. So we'll do a Google Meet interview for this gig that you're applying for. And when you start the interview, they make you say a couple of things that are supposed to confirm that you're a real person and you're not an AI. And then they make you do the most important thing. You have to turn your head both ways and show your ears so that you don't have an earpiece in.
What if you don't have ears?
If you have no ears, you got nothing to worry about. If you have ears, they're worried that you have an earpiece in and AI is on the interview circuit with you.
Oh, right. Okay.
And they are cheating, utilizing these features, which is just so crazy to think about.
It's also crazy to think that most of these, I don't know, what do you call them? What do you call Zoom? The internet, the phone system,
video platform
that they suggest using headphones because of background noise. So what happens?
Not
then?
anymore. Not anymore. No, they're suggesting that you go do in-person interviews now. So we know that you're not getting coached by AI, or that you're not completely and totally AI yourself.
Which is insane. As people that wear headphones for work, for years. There is nobody. Hold on one second. There may be some people that use AI, but not us. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Not
Thank
here.
you, AI.
Not around these parts. Check my ears. There's no. Well, I do technically have the headphones on, but there's no in-ear monitors where I'm being fed things by AI. At least not just yet.
We have to go right.
What do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. The break robots are acting up. We'll get to you and your response to everything happening around the world or anything you think we should be talking about. Fire those off at tips, T-I-P-S, at thenewsjunkie.com. When we return, we'll get to your feedback, a lot of people chiming in, and also Southwest Airlines versus Fatties. It's happening. The war has begun. And what are they doing? What's happening? Well, we'll talk about this. We'll outline everything that's going down. It's coming up next in the News Junkie.
The Jim Colbert Show. Out of context.
I am not a chocolate sucker. What I do like to do, though, is bite them in half and extrude the peanut while the shells of the M&M are dead in my mouth.
That's what it is. You're a nut sucker.
I'm not a nut sucker, Deborah.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's no issues on the major roadways that are really affecting your ride. Here on I-95, no issues there. It's smooth sailing on the beach line. On I-4, it's just going to be your typical delays piling up. You might run into some rainy conditions on Florida's Turnpike approaching that I-75 exit there. But if you do see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Labor Day at Lowe's means buy one, get one free select interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Plus, shop 2 for $8 select 2.5 or 3-quart mums. Valid through 9/3 mums offer in-store only. Selection varies by location. Terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Are you tired of... Hello, everybody. A lot of feedback coming in today. A lot of feedback. One war at a time, dude? Who? Not me. I fight on many fronts. At least the robot pushes the start show button. Yeah. For now. YouTube, I'm so glad to have you back. Nothing against Twitch, but I love when everybody's involved. Everybody except for Facebook. YouTube Live is a wasteland, says Ethics. Why? I think there's some good people on YouTube. I love them. Nicole says, how about the house blown to Kingdom Come in St. Louis and the gas company playing stupid as always?
Check out our seminar, 7 p.m. tonight at Orlando Holiday Inn Universal, 5916 Caravan Court. Get legal, get licensed, get CamTech, 800-875-PASS, CamTechSchool.com. Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis
4 minutes.
Here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Club. That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start.
Your face is a wasteland? Great, now YouTube's fighting with YouTube. What happened to people working instead of leeching? You're talking about like 25% of our economy, sir. You must have a penis. I've said sir without wondering, but you must. 4 minutes. Like most women don't put underscores in their usernames, right? Is that fair? My pet theory is that if a username has underscores in it, it's almost always a man because women object to the optics of having underscores in your username. They're against the aesthetic. Are there any women right now on YouTube or Twitch that can combat my theory? A couple of things are true out there in the world. The nose ring septum theory is fairly true. Okay? The nose ring septum theory is fairly true. Okay? And the underscore username theory that I have is fairly true as well. Sean, Abe has an underscore? Yes, he does. I know. He has an underscore. All Day Yuckers has an underscore. These dudes have underscores in their username.
Open your free iHeart Radio app, search Law and Order, Criminal Justice System, and start listening now.
My theory is wrong? No, my theory is pretty accurate, I think. I don't think women barely want dashes, less so. They'll do dashes a little bit. But I think women think underscores are hideous in their username. They don't want them. Would be nice if YouTube chat could still go on when the show's not on. What do you mean? Nose ring theory and the colored hair theory are valid. For some people, if you don't know what the nose ring or the septum ring theory is, I'll bring you into the fold. Okay? No private combos, no secret chatting around here, no inside jokes. The nose ring theory, the septum nose ring theory, is that if a woman has a septum nose piercing, there's a very good chance that trauma is a key part of her identity. 1 minute. Chat when the show's not on happens on Discord. Very true. Very true. Go hang out in the Discord with thousands of other fans. It's an awesome, awesome community. It's my favorite of all of the communities that has popped up. I love everybody over there. The link to the Discord is on thenewsjunkie.com. Jump in, ask questions, and then just meet some cool people. Here we go. Hang on.
Fantasy advice.
Or venting with your favorite host over that blown call.
iHeartRadio brings you all of it.
From the official NFL Podcast Network.
Welcome to NFL Daily. To local stations that bring you the games live. This is 24/7 coverage of everything you love about football.
And it all starts now.
Just open the iHeartRadio app
and search NFL
to dive in.
You're listening to the News Junkie. Proceed towards your undoing.
Whether you like it or not, the war is on. I feel targeted. I mean, I think I can still comfortably at 200 and I haven't looked in a while, 207 pounds, 206 pounds or so.
Oof.
6 feet tall. I got to knock down the weight. I'm looking at Josh, honestly, and the guy is like, he's getting in shape. He's trying to get his fitness together a little bit more. And a little bit. Yeah, that's like, I'm jealous. I got to drop a couple of pounds. I don't want to
join me.
But does it take work?
Yes, that's how that works.
And then a second thing, it takes a lot of you talking about how much you work out.
That's right, bro.
That's possible.
That's part of the community.
First time I ran into Thomas and Josh after they got back from the gym, they're like, doing reps and blah, blah, blah. workout jargon. I'm like, cool, got it. Your arms look great.
I know.
Good
they
pecs.
look good. They're good looking
Thanks,
guys.
dog.
But what the issue is that if
There's
you
a
don't
man
put
and a
in
bean.
if you don't put in all the work, then people start to get very angry at you. Especially if you cheat. I forgot who they were going after this week. I think Serena Williams. They were going after her because she was promoting the GLP drugs, like the Wegovy's and all that.
Oh,
and they're like,
make her money. Come on.
How dare you do this, Serena Williams? Some people get mad if you take any of these shortcuts and stuff. And by people, I mean 4 people online. But in this case, I'm sure there will be more than that because Southwest Airlines says, game on. It is happening, and this could impact you, ? This is the real story from the Associated Press. Southwest Airlines' new policy is in effect. It will affect plus-size travelers. Here's how. All right? That's what they're saying. It's going to affect plus-size travelers. That could be you. If you're a little chunky, if you're a chunky monkey, as it were, this might be you that comes into the frame here. But don't feel targeted. Just know.
Barely fits into the frame here. Got it.
Southwest Airlines will soon require travelers who don't fit within the armrests of their seat to pay for an extra one in advance. All right? You're going to have to pay for an extra one in advance.
Wasn't Southwest the one that were like, we're looking out for our plus size and we're going to offer you that extra belt thing?
They did that, though. And then,
and then what?
Now
they're like, sorry, fatties.
Yeah. They're like, we tried that, and turns out if we had you buy 2 seats instead of 1, the Southwest piggy bank gets bigger. So they like that more than fat people. They enjoy that more. The new rule goes into effect January 27th, D-Day, let's call it. The same day Southwest starts assigning seats. Currently, plus-size passengers can either pay for an extra seat in advance with the option of getting that money back later, or they can request a free extra seat at the airport. Under the carrier's new policy, a refund is still possible but no longer guaranteed. And the weirdest thing is, like, how do you determine who needs this? Are they going to make it so we have like they have at the theme parks,
Scales.
where there's like a test chair, and then you have to sit in the test chair, and they're like, all right, fatty, let's see what you got. And if you're hanging over too much, they go, you're a 2-seater, sir. Let's go. We're going to need some more, pony up some more cash here. And you don't even know if you're going to get a refund. They refund sometimes because they don't want to make it feel like too much of a war on fat people. But other people, they make pay for it. Jason Vaughn, an Orlando-based travel agent. Uh-oh, Jason, you out there?
Oh, boy.
Who posts theme park reviews and travel tips for plus-size people on social media at his website, Fat Travel Tested. Okay. Good for you, man. Get some money. He said the change will likely impact travelers of all sizes. Southwest's current policy helped create a more comfortable flying experience for plus-size travelers, he said, while also ensuring all passengers have adequate space in their seats. I think it's going to make the flying experience worse for everybody. That's not a good outcome. That's not. He said this is yet another letdown. It's like the Cracker Barrel logo change.
Stay relevant.
They made it into this. The Cracker Barrel logo change is what they compared Southwest saying 2 seats, baby. Pay up, please.
Well, I mean, it probably will mess up the travel experience, considering unless they're asking you to put your weight in and verify upon booking.
Yeah.
Then they're just going to hold up the flight until all the overweight people are weighed in.
You know what?
And
you know what I
then
don't like about
someone
this?
gets kicked out if it's a full flight?
You know what I don't like about this? Here's the problem. And on the backs of what you said, Sabrina, the problem exists because of this. They're not going to ask you. When you are putting your information in, your name and all that stuff on the website, they're not going to ask you how much you weigh, because then that would be like a whole outrage. They're going to put it on the honor system. And then you know what that does? And this is the worst thing about these kind of things. That puts the onus on the flight crew to do the most uncomfortable thing in the world and mediate between people who are too fat for one seat and the people who are next to them. And so now, like, the flight crew has to be the determining factor as to whether or not you have to buy a second seat or not. And that's not fair to put that on them. You should have the balls to do something like this. Have the balls to say, like, okay, what's your height? What's your weight? Oh, fatty alert, and then they flash something up on the screen, and then they say, you're going to need 2 seats, sir. We're going to need you to pony up a little bit more, but they won't do that.
Because we've made the seats smaller and charge everyone just as much, maybe a little bit more, so we can get more people in there.
Definitely.
That's stinky.
They did
Definitely
do that.
a little bit more. Let's see what we got coming in with emails. Here's Jay emailing tips@thenewsjunkie.com, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. If you want to be anonymous, put that on top. Good afternoon, junkies, says Jay. Talking about the semi-truck incident. First off, any driver's instructor in their first interaction with you will include, you're the professional, you're at fault. That guy didn't go to school probably, so I'm sure nobody told him that. Secondly, while I think the driver is wholly at fault for what happened, that doesn't exonerate the state or states from what happened. The system is broken, and that includes Florida, he says. I've been driving for about 12 years now, mostly local here, for 2 of the largest LTLs. I'm the uninitiated. What is an LTL?
LTL. Lettuce, tomato.
Long truck
LTL
logistics? Long distance trucking logistics? I have no idea.
Less than truckload.
Less than truckload.
What's coming
okay.
up? Does that make
largest
sense?
LTLs, maybe. I'm on the outside of this one. In the countries, the amount of drivers that I encounter with no understanding of the English language or the procedures is insane. I got my license in Illinois, where they have the highest testing standard in the country, and it's a stark contrast to the standards here. I'm pretty sure you could transfer your license from another state without even having the ability to speak English. In fact, I know a lot of drivers that tested in Spanish. I think there needs to be more restrictions as far as who is allowed to drive commercially, and it needs to be a nationwide change. Thanks for your time. Love the show, says Jay. Thank you for the email. I think that everybody's going to put this on the truckers in the pipeline. Everybody's going to say, hey, we had a shortage of truckers. What were we supposed to do? There was a shortage of truckers. Not enough people wanted to be truckers. So we had to start giving everybody, whether their immigration status was legal or illegal in this country, whether they understood what the signs meant, whether they understood English, we had to just start giving everybody a license, a CDL. Put them on the road next to you in one of these semis. They're going to blame it on that. Like, we didn't have enough people to do this. And I mean, I don't think that's the case. I think all of this solves itself in pretty simple ways. And one way that the business can solve it is to take in the people who will do the truckload for a fraction of the amount of money that an American with a valid, legit license who knows English and understands the road signs will charge you. So the illegal who's here and desperate, as is so often the case, gets nothing. You don't even pay them anything. You pay them a fraction of what the American costs. And then you say, like, well, there's not enough people who want to do this. Well, if we keep this as something that takes some level of expertise and that you reward the drivers accordingly, I'm sure people will go into the pipeline and want to drive trucks until they get replaced by robots. For the time being, I think you're right about most of your points there. I think we have some real problems, real issues. Tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Anonymous says, it's criminal in a commercial vehicle if somebody is hurt in an accident. I know I had an accident when something came off my truck, but since nobody was injured, it was not criminal, they said. And Wink says to tips@thenewsjunkie.com, what's up, junkies? A buddy of mine 6 or 7 years ago was drunk driving down Route 44 in New Smyrna Beach. He crashed into the back of a stopped car at a light and killed the 12-year-old that was in the back seat. Oof. Both parents lived. He's in the process of serving 15 years. I think the turnpike driver that caused the crash should see the same penalty. Well, the turnpike driver killed 3 people, to be clear. Killed 3 people. And my thing is, I don't understand the weirdos who are signing a petition on change.org and saying, we need to help this guy. We need a softer sentence when there is no sentence to begin with. And you're siding with the person who caused these people's deaths as opposed to the victims in this. I think all of that
they let them go. So with so much time, they flew across the country.
Yeah, they did. A lot of people didn't know about that part, that they were released and they flew back to California, but they did. But I think that I don't care who's behind the wheel of these semis. If it's the number one Trump supporter in the world, or the biggest tanky on planet Earth, or an illegal, or somebody who's here legally, whoever it is, when you make a mistake like this, you should face the consequences. Nobody's consequences should be lessened as a result of their immigration status, you weirdos. Enough with this nonsense. This is absolute weirdo behavior. Nobody's punishment should be lessened on a basis of their immigration status.
Now, should it be harsher because of their immigration status?
No. It should be the exact same punishment that anybody would get for this crime. And then we should go after financially. I hope all of the families, the people who died in this crash on the turnpike, I hope they sue the hell out of Washington State and California and win Scrooge McDuck bucks. I hope they win so much money that other states go, damn, we maybe don't want to do that again. I hope they get a bill clear from these states that did this. I don't think the person should face more time based on he's just utilizing the system in front of him. I think he made a criminal mistake. I think he should be held criminally responsible. I think the 3 million people that signed this, if you said, oh, did you know, by the way, he's not an illegal, he's the biggest Trump fan in the world, would turn on a dime. And that's the motivation for them as to why they're signing this. I don't care what this guy's status is. And as much as I care about when you screw up and people die, you should be held accountable. And I think that's just what regular ass people think when they see a story like this. But I don't know. It's very, very, very weird. Quick break. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Unfortunately, we have to bid adieu to Jerry Adler, who is now a Gabba Ghost. Lil Nas X went from whitey tighties to orange jumpsuit faster than you could say horses in the back. Plus, Harrison Ford be like, get on my 3D printed toilet. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And for our Tuesday, we are going to be expecting another warm and muggy day. Temperatures will be pretty close to normal with a high of 90 degrees. In Orlando, we will be, though, seeing about a 60% chance of some scattered afternoon showers and storms. Some of these could start as early as midday. Plan for heavy rain and frequent light.
The next episode in just a moment.
It's got twang.
If he's Indian, Zach says, I would sue the casinos. That's not how this works. Guys, I gotta tell you, as a result of that Facebook video, I wish I could read to you some of the messages, just unhinged messages. Some portion of them are people in India who think like this is like a racial attack on the guy because he's Indian, which is of course retarded. Some of them are about people who are like, oh yeah, Mr. Smart Guy. I think about 20% of my messages, my hate messages on Facebook start with something like that. Okay, Mr. Smart Guy, Mr. Smart, Mr. I know everything. I just did a video. I didn't say I was the preeminent source of information on the topic. I just did a video. Nobody came at me with, you got this wrong. Not one fucking person. Not one person said you got this wrong. But it was like, you should die. What's the immigration status of the people in the van? Why don't you talk about that? Why don't you talk about the immigration status of the driver of the truck? All this dumb stuff. And lots of ways for me to die that they want me to die.
From the historic charm of Old St. Augustine to 42 miles of scenic.
Did the Indian comments ask you to send Bob's and vagina? No.
Brings a perfect blend of exhilaration.
OMG, Sean, you know everything? It's so cool. It's a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. Hey, Randy. Haboob? You do often speak matter-of-factly, though? Can you suggest another way I ought to do it? Is there another way I should do this?
Experts that get real results. The Nickley Group with Keller Williams Realty. Visit thenickley.com.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be...
Well, you wanted to reach a larger audience? True. Wait till they see my video from today. Got a video pumping out from Video HQ. AKA right here. Camera goes on the triangle. Got a video coming out today, which will be about the burning of the American flag rules. We'll tie that into fighting over flags everywhere. And I think it's an interesting discussion, how there's battles on all sorts of fronts right now about flags and how this new executive order for Trump weighs in. And I may go to prison for the video. The reaction should be great. All right, we're coming back, folks. Here comes the next episode.
Best sale of the year. Let their sleep experts match you with the perfect.
Hit that like button over on YouTube, please.
They make sleep easy.
It does help out on a Share the Show Tuesday. Well, hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I see them coming in right now. Thank you.
Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This is
entertainment and beyond. And we hope to hear from you at some point during the show today. We got a lot more left for you. Join us with your emails, tips, TIPS at thenewsjunkie.com. Tommy on YouTube says, Sean, what about the U.S. losing at flag football to Mexico? Say it ain't so. Oh, God. Is that real? Flag football, Mexico. I mean, if the U.S. lost to Mexico in flag football, then we had it coming. We got to get better at this. I mean, we have like the height advantages over the entirety of the country of Mexico, for God's sake.
But when it comes to flag football,
I
don't know if height is your advantage.
It might be of advantage. Yeah, we might want to be a little stockier. You might want to be like, a little more close to the ground, I guess.
I will say Orlando City, with the majority of it being in America, beat Mexico in the League's Cup.
Oh, really?
How about that? And
yeah.
They also are very, very tiny, cute little soccer players, that Mexican team.
Mexicans know soccer, though. They are real damn good at soccer. They are really, really impressive at it. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I guess I got to stop masturbating at McDonald's now.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey.
Smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. That is his website. Wonderful man. And God, is he smart. Especially when it comes to big life decisions like refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation, starting a business, expanding that business, reverse mortgages, HELOCs, and everything in between. Work with the legend. and also the person who's got your back. He's going to take care of you, your family, and make sure you get the best deals and all the numbers, and it ain't confusing. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com to start the process today.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
There he is. There he is.
Also, big thank you to everyone who came to the Mount Dora Comedy Night, the last of the Real Laugh series for the summer. Much appreciated. Big shout out to everyone who performed alongside of me, including the very own, on vacation right now, Christopher Dolores Lane, who I thought he was just going to do musical comedy. The man did stand-up.
Oh, look at that.
He was doing his own little ones and twos there. And the people were laughing, and they loved it. And Angel and DK and Emily and Miguel and Ken Miller and the saxophonist and then the fine folks who got everyone pretty buzzed before the show started.
All right.
And Mount Dora and all the fine folks at the music hall. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, also, and thank you to iHeart and the promo team who had to deal with all of our drunk asses. It was 61 years ago, 1964. Sean, you obviously remember this.
I was not alive in 1964. I was born in 1981.
Guess what was released?
The Lady with the Umbrella. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the name of the movie.
The Lady with the Umbrella.
Sounds like a crime film.
It rhymes with Barry Croppins.
Mary Poppins. Nailed it.
It was released starring Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke, premiered in theaters on this day nationwide. Congratulations. By the way, fun facts. Disney postponed the production for a good reason. Dame Julie Andrews was pregnant.
Oh,
my God.
Okay, that'll do it.
Mary about to Poppins, am I right?
Yeah. Spoonful of sugar, more like a fetus.
Zing.
There's a reason Dame Julie Andrews didn't appear in the sequel. She had another baby.
How could she?
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious was completely made up. That's a shocker. Hope you guys are sitting down. Yeah, the word, which is the title of the 1964 single, the one that I just played the very intense drum and bass remix to, was made up by the film's composers Richard and Robert Sherman. It appeared later in the Oxford English Dictionary.
Ooh.
What does it mean? 3 points.
It doesn't say in the song what it means. Even if
come on, give me.
I don't know. Too much. It means too much.
Guess, Josh.
Not enough.
Extraordinarily good and wonderful.
We were close.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Dick Van Dyke has apologized for his Cockney accent on a Thursday.
Oh, I'm a chimney sweep, I am.
Someone who's getting their chimney sweep for the last time in heaven is Sweet Hash.
Hash.
He's swimming, sleeping with the fishes now. Swimming, sleeping. He's a dead fish.
Who is this from The Sopranos?
Hash.
Hash?
The Jewish music mogul guy.
Hash Soprano.
I've seen him, but I don't believe him.
Appeared in 27 episodes across 6 seasons of The Sopranos, portrayed the Jewish loan shark and trusted advisor to Tony Soprano. He has passed away. He was also in The Good Wife, Rescue Me, Northern Exposure, Mad About You, and Broad City.
Really?
Now he's in Broad Heaven.
I can recognize him. I look at him and I see that he's got one of those
Recognize
faces.
you from a mile away.
You know, I wouldn't, like, if you said Jerry Adler died, I'd go, oh, I don't know who that is. But
sweet
I know him. I know his face.
Well, now God knows his face, Sean.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hopefully.
And we all know what this guy looks like in whitey tighties.
Lil Nas X.
So I guess for us having a couple days off, and by that I mean just one, I saw him in whitey tighties.
Mm-hmm.
I saw hospitalized for possible OD.
Yeah.
And then I opened up the phone this morning. I was like, nope, he has been arrested, and he is getting some felonies stacked up against him.
4 felonies, and I still think there's a chance like he did this for some promotional thing. It just seems so weird. I'm getting a Kanye vibe.
And I don't want to say that.
What does that mean? Does that mean drugs? Does that mean
like he's still going to release this album, but something mentally is going on? Like it's all gobbledygook. It doesn't make any sense. And I didn't realize that he attacked cops.
I saw the Breakfast Club people, I think, were on the same page on this, where they were like, hey, you're doing all this to sell 5,000 albums.
Charlemagne said he was moisturized.
There's something weird going on. Like, he sounded too normal and he sounded like mic'd up, but he really has been charged with 4 felonies. So,
yep, the police officers found him walking completely naked, I guess, at some point.
Was he? He was in his underwear when I saw the video.
I mean, he looks good, though. At least he hit the gym before going through this whole thing. The criminal complaint that was filed includes a few details. It says that for each of the 3 officers, he did unlawfully use force and violence and inflict an injury upon. He reasonably should have known it was a peace officer and engaged in the performance of a duty. Duty. So if he gets the full book thrown at him, he could face up to 10 years in prison.
That's crazy. I would just, when I see him now, like when I saw he filmed himself in the hospital, and then I've seen him behind bars. I don't know if you've seen this footage.
Yeah, it's all that. But why like that too?
This is him, like when they're doing the charges against him, and he's in.
We've seen that before.
He's in the blue jumpsuit and stuff, and they're asking like, "Do you understand the charges against you?" And he seems kind of like normal and stuff. But if you did all of this, if you faked this, and then you got 4 felonies against you to get press for an album release, that is real dumb.
Strange.
Yeah.
Unless we see those numbers, and all of a sudden the entire show is going out in our whitey tighties to introduce the next season of whatever we're doing. How about just a 3D printed toilet? That's my segue. And this one is brought to you by Harrison Ford.
All right.
Have you seen this yet?
No.
It's very strange, and I don't know why, but here we are with the headlines. Harrison Ford asked Jay Leno to 3D print him a toilet seat.
Okay.
Why Jay Leno? He just has a 3D printer now?
Yeah, he does. That's all he's doing now.
Harrison has a toilet in his Wyoming house that has a discolored and, quote, unattractive seat.
All right.
The problem is this particular toilet was discontinued, so he couldn't find the replacement seat.
My God.
What a problem this guy has on his hands, huh?
The crapper is incredibly important to Mr. Ford because he can afford to place the entire house, I'm pretty sure. But he reached out to his favorite 3D printer, Jay Leno. Called him up. He said he remembered visiting Jay Leno's garage years ago, and amongst all the very expensive cars was a 3D printer. And he's like, make me a toilet. I'm Harrison Ford. Let me fire a plane into a field.
It's pretty good.
Thank you. And he is going to get it soon. Thank you, Jay Leno.
You're welcome.
Celebrities, they are just like us. They are literally just like how you ask somebody else to 3D print you a toilet because you can't purchase one with all your rich monies. They're the same way.
If it's not discontinued, let's just have Jay Leno do it on the boob tube, or perhaps poop tube. Am I right, Harrison? We have Emma and Bruce Willis, The Unexpected Journey, a Diane Sawyer special on ABC. Episode 4 of Alien Earth on FX. First season finale of The Snake on Fox.
Yes.
And late nights on repeat. Must be nice. Follow your dreams. I mean, on Instagram. Matt, Sabrina, Amber. Most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina.
What happened?
I was trying to cut out the landscape people, but I left my microphone off. I am enthralled in some strange way with whatever is happening in this Lil Nas X thing.
I am too.
I want to hear a little more.
I don't want to be made for a fool. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know if that's happening or not, but it could be. I honestly don't know. It just seems so stupid if it was some sort of promotional stunt.
This is September 15th, 2025, Department 112 before Judge Samuels.
All right, they're talking about the judge.
0 of 10. Mr. Hill, you have a right to a speedy preliminary hearing within 10 court days of today, 60 pounds.
They're telling me he has a right to a speedy trial and all that stuff.
You understand and give up that right so your case could be set for preliminary hearing 7.
Why is he behind that door?
September 15th.
I think they do this with everybody at like the arraignment hearings and stuff.
I've seen others where it's like a lot more violent criminals that are not behind a door like that. But maybe it's California?
Like, if this guy was doing this as some sort of promotional stunt, he probably thought, well, I'll do this and then they'll release me. I hear people get out of prison all the time, no problem. But he is like legitimately behind bars. They're holding him behind bars because of this whole altercation that went down. If it's a stunt, wow, I hope you sell so many records.
When does the album come out?
I don't know. It's soonish. I'm not even sure. We'll have to see. Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, a woman was in trouble. She did not know how to get the help that she actually needed. So she did the only thing she could. She wrote a message in her blood on a pillow and pushed it up against the window so that she could try to get some help. And somebody who was door dashing at the time looked up and saw this bloody plea, this message scrawled in blood on a pillowcase from this woman. And they went and rescued her. And they learned what was going on with this woman and her backstory. And it is unbelievable. I'll tell you what happened here and what led to all this. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Smell that? It's almost football season. Hear the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all season here on Real Radio 104.1, courtesy of Renewal by Anderson, official partner of the Tampa Bay Bucks.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a crash again cleared up on US 27 near I-4. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency vehicles on the roadways. On the major roadways, there's no issues really affecting your ride here. It's just going to be your typical delays. There might be some rainy conditions on Florida's Turnpike approaching that I-75 exit. The roadways might be wet out there. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Everdoor Garage Door. Power outage? You're still rolling with Everdoor. Get $75 off a battery backup opener today. Don't let the dark shut you out. Everdoor.
Folks, take some time, treat yourself, and head to a Hammer and Nails grooming for guys.
I'm thinking about getting into something. I don't know if I'll be good at it, but I want to get a little bit more in shape. Even more so than this peak physical shape you see before you. And I'm thinking about quadrobics.
Sip on a beverage and let their artists deliver premium.
Anybody familiar?
Warm foam, shampoo, scalp massage.
Are we aware of quadrobics?
They've got it there at Hammer and Nails. And coming soon, stay tuned. I'm going to let you know how you can join me for a guys' night out. Next month, we're going to do a thing. We're going to get some manis and petties. We're going to treat ourselves. But you can do that right now by
jogging? No.
Locations in
No, I do that. I do a little running, do a little walking, get over 10,000 steps a day every single day. But no, quadrobics. Just do normal stuff? Quadrobics is popping off right now. And basically what you have to do is you have to use all 4 of your appendages here. Your arms and your legs. And you have to move around on all 4s. And think of it like parkour, but you're maneuvering through the world on all 4s, and it's supposed to be the greatest workout for your body. So quadrobics would be like, you'll be doing this, and then at the end of the day, you've really worked out your core muscles, your arm muscles. You've really taken things to another level. Whew. I already got to work out. 4 minutes. WTF is that? It's a very advanced workout format.
I just showed you. Good way to tweak the back? True. It is. You got to be careful. Nope. 1 year into my new hip, I found out on Friday I need the other one replaced. Oof. That's tough. Just do 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups? I don't know, friend. Didn't you read the New York Times article? Hang on. The New York Times legitimately has a story out that says 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups in under 10 minutes. What could go wrong? Because Robert F. Kennedy and Pete Hegseth are doing this challenge where you do 100 push-ups and 50 pull-ups in under 10 minutes. And the New York Times is saying it's dangerous. Fitness is dangerous. It is all very dangerous. It's an effort to save the fatties. I guess that's what's happening. The crawl is a legitimate workout? Is that what I was doing? They don't call it the crawl. They say it'll give you a six-pack, though. Quadrobics. Try 75 hard, you'll hate your life. What does that mean? Is that like 75 pull-ups, 75 push-ups, 75 like sit-ups or burpees or something? 2 minutes and we're coming back live on the show. It's a Share the Show Tuesday, so make sure you're hitting that like button if you don't mind. Appreciate that. It's a Brazilian workout? Is that Brazilian? Just like kind of walk around like an animal, like crawling around like this? It does work. I can feel it, but I don't know if I'm doing damage or not. 90 seconds. Kimberly says you have to do a bunch of things every day for 75 days in a row. If you miss one day, you have to start over. Yikes. Yikes. That's rough. Can Sean bench 135? I don't know. My arms are strong enough. It's not an arm thing that I got going on. Got to work off a little more weight. 1 minute, we're coming back.
Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com. You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to ease control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed for your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year of trouble.
All right. The National Guard to Chicago. The National Guard to Chicago, the curb crime. We're going to talk about that in a moment.
.com. Terms apply. Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Now your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our iHeart Radio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword festival to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's festival to 200-200.
He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little ASCII. This is the news.
In just a bit on the show, plus let me pay off this tease about a bloody pillowcase and a woman who was rescued as a result of it. Then to your feedback, emails coming in, tips, TIPS at thenewsjunkie.com. That's how anybody can join the show. You are somebody around these parts, and we hope to hear from you soon. A woman, she was in a desperate need of help, and she looked around the room that she was in, and she found a pillow. And so she took her own blood and she wrote a message on that pillow. She didn't know what exactly to put. So she took her own blood and she scrawled 625110 in blood in huge, huge numbers on this pillow. And she put it up against the window. And a food delivery driver who was going by saw this bloody pillow message and went and saved this lady. They saved her.
I put that exact code in Google, and I'm just getting dormant engine cooler hose.
Nope, that's different. Yeah, that's different. I'll tell you this. It happened in China, 110 in China, because the message was 625110. 110 in China is their 911. That's the number that they have for 911. And 625, the 625 part of 625110 that she wrote in blood on this pillowcase, 625 was the room that she was in. And so they said they went up there and they helped this woman out. Here's the backstory. Hang on, let me bring this up for those of you watching. You can watch the show. I'd love you to, if you don't mind, over on thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see that we're live when we are live. And there will be a banner. You can also go to youtube.com/thenewsjunkie or twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Here's the story from CBS. It says, plea scrawled in blood. This is somebody's message scrawled in blood on a pillow. Saves a Chinese woman trapped in a locked room for 30 hours. Wait till you hear how this went down. A Chinese woman trapped in a locked room for 30 hours was finally rescued after she flung a pillow bearing a message written in her own blood out of a window in frustration. The woman, only identified by her surname Zhu, was cleaning a guest house in western China's Sichuan province when she entered a bedroom without her phone, according to an article. What followed was 1.5 days of desperation after she realized the door could not be opened from the inside due to a broken lock. So she got stuck in this room. There's no food, there's no phone, there's no toilet in the room. It was on the 6th floor of the building.
That message could have been written in something else.
We don't really know. They said blood, but we don't know how bad it got in that room for this lady. After many failed attempts to save herself and out of desperation, she bit her own finger until she was bleeding significantly and used the blood to write the message on the pillow that she threw out the window. Do you think you could even do that, dude? Biting your own finger?
I don't know.
You're going full finger right now. It's just the tip.
I'm not doing it. Just the tip?
Do it.
Just like the very end of it?
If it came down to writing a message, sure.
Oh, I don't know if I could do that to myself.
You gotta really want to get out.
Yeah, it's been a day and a half.
Well, it depends what time of the month, too. I might not have to bite my finger.
True.
I don't know what anybody would have done in this situation outside of this lady, but this is what she did. And they went up there and they found out that she was stuck in this room. They rescued her. She was thanking police. It was a day and a half. The Good Samaritan was awarded $419 for his role in the rescue.
Right.
A hero.
Could have been a little bit more than that, but, there you go, regardless. Now you too can survive. Before we get into some more of your feedback today on this Share the Show Tuesday, let's see what else we got. Let's check back in on Washington, D.C. Here's a woman going viral, and it says she's explaining how Union Station in D.C. I've never been to Union Station before. I've never used D.C. like metro transportation.
Same.
But she's saying that it was really bad. It was like a mess around there. And since the feds have come in and more importantly, I think, have sparked the D.C. police into responding to all of these different problems that they've had, she's suggesting that Union Station is much better in D.C. And this comes up because now there's a lot of, I don't even say rumors, Trump is saying it himself. He's like, we're going to Chicago. Chicago doesn't necessarily want it. Chicago's got some other problems we'll talk about in a second. But here's this woman in D.C. talking about how things have improved.
So President Trump has not even had control over Washington, D.C. for 30 days. And I have on my For You page video after video showing D.C., specifically Union Station, and how clean and safe it is. People don't understand how big of a deal it is, specifically for Union Station, because there is a bridge, whether it's the bypass, it's either 95, 395, or 495, where the homeless, as well as people who are abusing drugs, as well as the drug dealers, they just squat.
They're gone. They got all these homeless encampments cleared out.
Where'd they go? Where'd they send them?
They either sent them to the existing facilities and told them you just can't be hanging out outside. You got to be at these places. Or they rounded them up in some other way, depending on what they were doing. I talked about the one guy that I saw where they sent him back and he was living in a tent and everybody else had been removed from this DC park and there was just one guy and they go, why'd they send you back? He said, well, I don't have a drug problem and I don't have a criminal history. And so they just didn't even know how to deal with me. I didn't fit the mold that a lot of the other people did. And so they told me to go back out here. And he was like the last remaining hobo.
This guy just likes camping.
What do we do with you? And so they got them all out of there. And she's saying a lot of these places are cleaned up. There's no trash.
It's clean. It's all gone. This was also an underpass bridge where people would throw their waste. Yeah. So you would drive on the main road and to the left and right of you is nothing but trash. It's all clean.
By the way, that's universally hated. Republicans, Democrats, everybody on planet Earth can get behind that. If you have these places in a city where absolute scumbags are stopping and like throwing all the trash out of their car and there's just trash, waste everywhere, that's a bipartisan thing. I think everybody loves to see that. If you don't, you're a weirdo. But I think everybody pretty much loves to see the city cleaned up in that way that she's talking about.
People don't understand how big of a deal this is because the Capitol is right there within like a 6 or 7 minute walk. And then also local residents, they did not like walking there, whether in the daytime or the evening. Some people would take taxis just to avoid any type of encounters. And people have been talking about cleaning this up for a decade. And you mean to tell me President Trump hasn't even had control for 30 days and he cleaned it all up?
So this is one woman responding to how she thinks there's been improvements, talking specifically about Union Station in D.C.
Let's check back up in 30 days. Because they did the same thing in California when who was it?
Xi Jinping
went back. Yeah, when the leader of China came out. Yeah. I mean, I think that will happen. I think unless they stay on top of things, and unless they get like, you have to get the local officials involved. And there's a lot of people who I think rightfully so are like, oh, we're just going to send the National Guard into all these cities now. That looks a little fascist. That looks a little like power hungry. It does, and it would be a worrisome thing for sure. But I hope that other cities see this and go, oh, we need to press. We need to get out there and have law enforcement actually do their job. We need to clean things up. We need to make the city a better place. There's no reason why we haven't done this, but finally they're going to call us on this. Finally, the citizens of our city are going to expect that we do this, that there's not neighborhoods where it's like no go, you can't wander around them, it's not safe enough, that there's not neighborhoods where people are like, well, you just get carjacked here. It's what happens. It's part of the like that stuff. I hope people will push for their local officials to do that without any pressure. I would like that. But Trump is saying that he wants to now send the folks in Chicago. Chicago's saying, don't come here. I know a bunch of journalists in Chicago from working for Tribune. I can tell you this here. Here's what they talk about behind the scenes. Is this true? I don't know. But I have heard it from probably 3 or 4 different people that I know who work in actual journalism in Chicago. All right. This is actually what I've heard from friends of mine that live back in Chicago. I've heard that the mayor, what the hell's the mayor's name again? Brandon Johnson. Brandon Johnson is the mayor of Chicago now. And I've heard that the mayor of Chicago keeps having panic attacks. And he has to have like the city staff shuffle him over to the hospital all the time. And this is from like reputable people. And like, this is not being reported a bunch of places, but they call him behind the scenes Mayor Panic Attacks because this guy who's in charge of the third biggest city in the United States of America is apparently like having so many emotional issues and having so many breakdowns that he's having panic attacks every week or so. Like 40 panic attacks was one of the stories suggesting this.
That's a lot.
When I saw that story, I was like, is this true? And I reached out to a couple people and I was like, no, I have heard that this guy has been hospitalized secretly multiple times for having panic attacks. And he's the dude in control of Chicago now.
But it's just the time for him to step down because he's having panic attacks?
If somebody's having 40 panic attacks as the mayor, yeah, I think they should step down. I would be for them not being in charge of a major city. I think that's a highly stressful job, and it's not for you if you're just having panic attacks every 5 seconds. If that actually is something that's true, I would say, like, let's find somebody else who can handle the high pressure. I can't personally imagine being mayor of a city. It's like a miserable affair. You're not going to make everybody happy. And if you're having panic attacks every 5 seconds, Brandon Johnson, you probably shouldn't be in that role. But he was getting pressed even over on, I think, MSNBC. They're like, well, if they send in more police, would this make things better in Chicago? Would that fix things?
Would you also like to get federal funding to help put 5,000 more cops on the street in Chicago? Would that help drive down crime?
Well, look, policing by itself is not the full strategy.
No, I understand that. You've talked about the other things you want, and I said those are good and important programs, but I'm asking also...
This is what happens all the time when you talk to people like this, where you go, hey, do you think more police and actually getting them to crack down on the criminals that exist, that they know exist out there? Can we make these areas safer? Can we do this? Can we fix this? Can we clean this up? And they're like, well, actually, there's all these social programs and all the like utopian stuff. That's where they go to every time. It's like, hey, maybe we could do both, right?
Would 5,000 more police officers on the street in Chicago be helpful to go along with all of those social programs that a lot of cities are engaging in and having success with?
Well, look, here's the best way I can put it, Joe, is that in the 90s when I was in high school, we had 3,000 more police officers and we had 900 people being murdered every single year in Chicago. It's just not policing alone. Of course, we want more detectives.
I know it's not policing alone, but I know it's not policing alone. You've told me everything else you want. I'm curious, and this does come down to an ideological difference between people. Do you believe...
I think it's not even a political thing. I think most people want cops, good cops, hopefully, weed out the bad ones, every single one of them. Good cops in their neighborhood to stop the problems. I think that's what they want. I think people want to feel safe in their neighborhoods. I think they want to feel improved security. I think that this is a problem that rich people often scream about, and it affects poor people. It affects the poorest people among us who live in those neighborhoods where even the cops don't want to go. And it really ends up being something where you're like, hey, everybody's going down a path where we act like we can't fix this. But honestly, I think we can. I think that we can improve things. And I think if we make things better and safer in these poor neighborhoods, a lot of people benefit. That's just my take. Let me know what you think. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. A lot of people chiming in on this and various other things. Let's see what else we got from you. Here is Andy talking about the Chicago bean conspiracy. And if you missed this earlier, there is a conspiracy growing that there is a man being held captive in the Chicago bean.
He started as a baby by the artist, the rumor has it, put him in there when he built the silver bean.
Did they use the word
21 years later?
Prisoner? Did they say prison? I don't know if they said prisoner or not, but they're like, there's somebody who is trapped.
I mean, that's the only place he's ever known that baby.
Yeah, and Andy's talking about that. A man in the bean for 21 years, food, water, bathroom. What about clothing as he grew? Jesus, Andy, you don't think they can solve those very simple problems? Get out of here, sir. He's not a believer. He says it's not really happening. We'll get to more of you. Here's Anonymous coming in, tipsofthenewsjunkie.com. Sean, I'm totally with you. The supporters of that semi-truck driver are effing stupid. The thing is, there was not one person killed, but 3. And if it was his family, I know he would want justice. You know he would for sure. It's ridiculous that people are threatening. They need to grow up. These damn trolls, he says. I think it's like sometimes well-meaning people, but they're always so worried about who they deem to be the little guy, right? And so they are the protector of all of these different minority groups. And in this case, it's the illegals. And they see that this guy is illegal, so therefore the default mode kicks in that they want to protect this Indian guy. And I don't care. I only care about the people's lives that were lost in this. I only care about justice for the families of people who will never see their family member again because this absolute idiot tries to pull a Yui on the middle of the turnpike and kills 3 people. And he is the one responsible for that. That's the way I feel. That's what justice looks like to me. I think those people are like trying to be like empathetic protectors, but so often they end up just doing stuff that, you know, you shake your head at the end of the day because you go, why are you doing this? Why is 3 million people signing a petition to help out a person who just led to 3 people being killed? That, to me, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. All right, we want to see what you think, so chime in with your stories. When we come back, we'll get into, before jury duty, and maybe into jury duty a little bit, this Raja Jackson controversy, where wrestling turned real for a moment, and now this guy, his father is like a famous fighter. He may spend a lot of time behind bars. It's a really interesting case, and if you don't know anything about it, don't worry. I'll get you up to speed here. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
What is everybody on that this is the look?
What do you mean, like the scrunchies around their legs?
Big old hair scrunchies, mom jeans. It's like just bad.
Man, you don't know what you.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I'm getting all horny just thinking about it.
Okay.
You're listening to the Monsters in the Morning.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's a couple accidents to keep an eye out for on the roadways. On Edgewater Drive at Lee Road, all lanes are blocked. Westbound on I-4 before Colonial Drive, the left lane's blocked. Traffic starting to pile up heading through the city there on I-4 through that amusement park area. You're going to run into some slowdowns. There might be some rainy conditions affecting your ride on Florida's Turnpike near I-75. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by...
Hey, everybody. Taylor Swift is engaged? No, I don't believe you. True! Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged after 2 years of dating. This is big news. This is big news. I cannot believe it. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I've been chastised by chatters for talking about Taylor Swift before, which has now made me become a Swiftie, solely as a reflection of being annoyed by somebody saying, stop talking about Taylor Swift when I never talk about Taylor Swift. So now this is big. Did you hear? What? Taylor Swift is engaged. Oh, okay.
Do anything from Publix?
No, thank you. Huh? Yeah.
All right, babe.
Okay, see you later. It's a good thing they've been waiting 2 years to do it and they finally get to. Chaos says Rampage's son hasn't even been arrested. He isn't doing any time. UFC commentator said Stu has to want to press charges. That's not true. He doesn't have to want to press charges. They could, the officials could put charges against him even if the person doesn't want to press charges. They don't usually do it, but they can. I mean, in this case, they don't really have to have somebody who says, hey, I don't want to press charges, because they have every element of the story virtually that was filmed and streamed. Oh, I know, that's just people defending him. I haven't seen that many people defending him. And my honest take is, the people who I see coming out and defending this guy, and if you're not aware of what we're talking about, because it's kind of online stuff, I'll explain in a moment. But I feel like a lot of the people backing this guy up are doing that for attention. 2 minutes. Can he press charges if he's brain dead? I don't know. $2.3 million likes for Taylor Swift is about 2.8% of the world population. That's crazy. You should work on your math. You should work on your math. 90 seconds and we're coming back. Which is great because the landscaper is really going to town. Oh. There he is. One minute. Oh God, Steven says, we have to hear about this the entire NFL season. Probably. I bet he has a GoFundMe soon, the idiot and the wrestler. JK on YouTube. The wrestler, as far as I know, already has a GoFundMe, and I think it's pretty high. All right, 45 seconds, we're coming back. For those of you who don't know, the son of a famed fighter, Rampage Jackson. Rampage Jackson's son is now a Kick streamer. He streams online on Kick.com. And he was at an event with wrestlers, and they were kind of trying to get him to play into it. And then he just started beating the hell out of this person, almost killing them in the ring. And now he's probably going to jail because of it.
Open your free iHeart app and search No Such Thing to start listening.
Here we go.
To start listening.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime. One dime down at RC Hill Mitsubishi in DeLand. Just go to rchill.com.
Now your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our iHeart Radio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword festival to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's festival to 200-200.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007.
And I don't know that there's ever been a battle like this. I don't know that anybody's ever fought this out. It would be really interesting to see what the result of this court case will be. A lot of people are talking about Rajah Jackson. Rajah Jackson. And if you don't know who that is, don't worry. I'm going to bring you all up to speed. It'll take like 2 seconds, and I'll tell you what's going on here. But basically, there is a young guy. His name's Rajah Jackson. His father is a famous MMA fighter, Rampage Jackson. You may have heard that name. Rampage Jackson was even featured on the show way back in the day. You might remember him. He did a uncomfortable interview with this woman, and he was like humping her as he was doing the interview.
Jackson.
Yeah, it was really, really weird.
A throwback.
And I don't like the interview of him was the first exposure I had of this guy, but he's like a Street Fighter type dude who always is up to something. And now him and his son are streaming. His son is Raja Jackson. That's the person that's in trouble here. Raja Jackson is streaming on Kick.com. That's where a lot of the ne'er-do-wells stream, and a lot of bad stuff happens over on Kick.com. And he's at some wrestling event. Now, this is not like your mainstream WWE or what are the other mainstream wrestling things?
NXT.
TNA. Yeah, well, not one of those things. It's like more a little, it's called Knox Pro Wrestling, and KNOKX Pro Wrestling. It was in Los Angeles, and he's sitting there live streaming this wrestling event. And throughout the day, he had been like interacting with the wrestlers backstage. He's hanging out with them. One of them like does a bit where he pretends to attack him and hit him with a can. And he I think he crunched the can in his hand, but he made it look like he hit this Raja Jackson guy with a can backstage. And he's like, hey, all right, we're gonna fight it out in the ring. And he's sitting there. I can't play it for you because he curses so much in this clip. And when he's sitting there, he's like, it's always been my dream to F up a pro wrestler. Somebody says, you're doing a fake crash out. You're not going to do this. He's like, you're about to see a fake crash out. All this while he's watching this wrestler up in the ring. And then he gets into the ring. I might be able to show you some of this. I'm going to mute this. I don't know what percentage of the actual fight is on this. But he goes up into the ring after saying here it is right here. He's like, I'm going to get him. I'm going to punch him for real. I'm going to hit him for real. Can't stop me. All of this stuff. And then eventually he jumps up in the ring. Now, here's where it gets interesting. They wanted him to play ball. They wanted him to jump up into the wrestling ring and be part of it. But when he slammed the guy, which is probably all he was supposed to do, then he started actually attacking him, and he punched him over and over again in the face. I think this might cut off before.
This is how you want to get into pro wrestling, my guy?
No, he just wanted to go viral on the stream. Okay, so he goes in, ready? He picks up the guy he was beefing with. He smashes him down.
Oh, they stopped it.
What? Hang on. I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up here because a lot of people haven't been playing it. But I want to at least show it to the people who are streaming. Go over on YouTube, youtube.com/thenewsjunkie, youtube.com/thenewsjunkie. You see him jump into the ring, and after he does, he starts punching the guy as hard as he can. All right, let me mute this one too. Here it is. Okay, now he's up into the ring, and he grabs the guy he was beefing with earlier who smashed a Coke can on his head. That's the wrestler here. Seems like a nice guy, veteran. There's a GoFundMe for him because he just about died. And he slams him on the ground on his stream. And then he just starts, okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay, you see, okay, I want to stop it. He just goes on and on and on. He's punching him, and the guy's not defending himself because he's knocked out.
And the referee is doing what?
The referee's
like, wants to jump in and realize that it's not a bit.
The referee's like, but I'm a fake referee. No, not now. You're not.
Hey, but everyone is aware. Any of these athletes, whether they're faking it or not, or being heels.
Yeah.
You know that what he's doing is actual physical harm.
That's not fake.
Nobody jumps in.
Mm-hmm. Nobody jumped in.
Some real men out there.
One of the wrestlers who was nearby eventually saw it, and it said, stop. Because he's just hitting him over and over and over and over. Punching this guy as he's on the mat. Fizzy Boy on Twitch says premeditated assault. Definitely, right? Definitely, because he said beforehand, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to F him up, I'm going to punch him for real. Like, it's as clear as day. He said on his stream exactly what he was going to do, and then he did this. Then he leaves because he gets kicked out. This guy's almost dead. They rush him to the emergency room. He's barely hanging on. And somebody calls him and goes, why'd you do that? And he was like, he was messing with me. And then he goes, yeah, but now they can't get him to breathe. He's dying. He's dead. And he goes, oh, my bad. My bad.
Cool.
You're like, wow, dude, you have zero impulse control. Like aggression levels high.
Jail's going to work out great for you.
But that's where the question comes in, because technically they wanted him to jump in. They wanted him to take part in the wrestling thing.
But
they
that's
wanted
not
to do,
how it works.
No, I agree.
People like that.
I agree. And I think it was premeditated in as much as he said he was going to do it. But then he started really hurting the guy in the middle of this wrestling match that otherwise was staged. HD Afterbirth says, open and shut case. Kind of, but not fully on account of the wrestling side of things. And now some people are suggesting that the wrestler isn't going to press charges. There's a story out today that says the California wrestling school that was involved is telling all the wrestlers not to talk to the cops about this. They're kind of rallying around. The LAPD is looking into this. The wrestling organization Knox Pro Wrestling said they had never experienced anything like this in 17 years of operation. It was supposed to be a choreographed stunt, and it devolved into a selfish, irresponsible act of violence. And then see if you guys can find this, because I had heard the guy's name who got hurt, Sicko Stu, Sykostu. They said he was stable as of yesterday. Serious injuries, including broken facial bones, and he lost a whole bunch of his teeth, just knocked out of his head. But I heard that there was like a GoFundMe for the wrestler himself that people were jumping in on. It just is one of those unbelievable things. And
it's interesting, though. A lot of people, I mean, not a lot, but certainly the first couple links coming up is like, he is a sicko. That's part of his name. He got what it had coming for him.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, there have been people who are like, he did something wrong, but we can't really punish him. This is wrestling, and this is how it goes.
Even if this was boxing or MMA fighting, they would not have allowed that many like direct punches to the face without somebody breaking
unopposed.
It up.
No, you can't just kill somebody, and it's just kind of a strange situation. I don't know. There's so many things you could talk about. Like you could talk about these streaming platforms like Kick that kind of almost in a way encourage behavior to get more and more radical, and then you just have a bunch of sociopaths streaming craziness. You could talk about all the clips I've seen of his dad kind of inflaming this culture, saying things about his son like, for somebody I knew they were going to college, so I saved up money for them to go to college. For my son, I knew he was never going to college, so I saved up bail money for him. And so if he ever gets sent to jail, I'm going to bail him out. That's my responsibility as a parent. There's just so many weird things in this story. So if you see that on your radar, that's what's happening there. It started as a wrestling bit, and then the streamer guy who jumped up in the ring wanted to go further and further and just kept, like, imagine the guy's hands aren't blocking anything. He punched him in the face. It must have been 10 times or something.
And he was out already.
Yeah, he was out cold. So if you saw this, let us know what you think. Let us know what you think should happen to him. Send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, jury duty is on the way. In jury duty, it's time for a deep dive.
Ooh.
There's a couple that is in trouble for something that happened on a flight to Hawaii, and they're suggesting that this couple was attempting to join the Mile High Club. And the investigation that we're going on, we will be the determining factors. We will see if that's happening. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine.
Hey, everybody.
Trending for the iHeart Sports Network. Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
23 times he punched him? Is that right? I mean, to slug somebody unopposed in the face 23, 26, however many times, and you see the person's teeth flying out of their mouth. It's like subhuman behavior, honest to God. Like, can your IQ be so low that you actually don't understand the repercussions of what you're doing? And if it is, I still kind of want you in jail? Like, I still kind of want... You're going to end up there anyways. I kind of just want the express pass for you.
You've been thinking about going solar, now's the time. It's never going to...
He'll be charged because it's been so publicized at this point, premeditated attempted murder.
Especially since that federal tax...
His chat egged him on. Well, yeah, I mean, don't they always?
That means a whole bunch of money you could save. Nearly a third of your system, thousands of dollars in savings, is going away. Bye, gone. And so if you have been thinking about it, you're sitting on the fence,
That guy needs to be jailed. You know, in my opinion, if you have such little impulse control that you do stuff like this, you are inevitably going to end up in jail anyways. And then once you go to jail, you're this guy. You think if that guy goes to prison, he's ever getting out? No.
So call the 407-777-5050. That's 407-777-5050. Or visit them online at solarinstallersoflorida.com. It's the summer clearance event.
D-Rod says, Tammy, that wasn't a real ref. Dude was an actor. Yeah, I mean, essentially they all are in the wrestling world. But, I mean, there's got to be some personal responsibility when you're watching that go down that you just sit back and you're like, damn. He really is beating the shit out of him right now, huh? If only somebody would stop him. Like, damn. Are people going to get behind him like the Indian driver? I haven't seen a swell of support for him. I've seen a few choice people in wrestling and MMA say that's how it goes and whatever. They're very much in the minority. Almost everybody I've seen in MMA and wrestling has condemned this, said it's terrible, and it was a crime. How many lives do dum-dums have to F up before straight to jail? Let me tell you, Ryan, it's one of the pet theories I talk about all the time on this show. I believe you could take this pen, circle a city anywhere on this map. Anywhere on here. Anywhere around the world. You can just circle a city. And if you zoom in and go into that city, and you go into the local level, you're going to find, if you talk to the authorities, that the same, 100 to 200 people are causing 95% of the issues. They're causing 95% of the violence. They're causing 95% of the crime. It's like a couple hundred people. And a lot of these cities are responsible for so much of the crap that the rest of us have to put up with. 90 seconds. I think that's true. And if they are, it's like, why do we all let our lives, the quality of our lives, be degraded so much by these people? And the answer is usually because a bunch of rich people don't want to actually help the poor people improve their quality of life. I care about the poor people in the shitty neighborhoods who have to deal with all of this stuff. Well, a bunch of rich people in high rises are like, no, we need more free-thinking, progressive type policies for the justice system. It's like, no, we need people to be afraid to commit crimes so that they stop committing them to a certain extent. So that the poor people who live in these crime-ridden communities can at least have some peace. For God's sake. And as for this guy doing this, come on. Rampage Jackson's son's going to end up in prison eventually. Why not now?
No, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. Cordell.com.
An app for pics, an app for playlists, even the app for scrolling endlessly at 2 a.m. But only one app puts the live radio dial in your pocket. The free iHeartRadio app. Get what millions already have. iHeartRadio! The #1 app for radio.
Need new blinds? At Blindster.com, we offer guaranteed low prices, guaranteed satisfaction, free samples, and free shipping. At Blindster, we take the fear out of ordering custom blinds, shades, and shutters so you can do it yourself and save big. Blindster.com.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This is
We're going to do a deep dive. The News Junkie investigates, did this couple really try to join the Mile High Club? They are in trouble for this. This happened on a Delta flight, and we're going in to see what we can learn in just a moment. Bad news.
Oh, no.
I don't want to bring this to you, Josh, Sabrina. I hate to deliver this news, but we have the first human case of the flesh-eating parasite, the New World screwworm, that has been detected in the United States.
There's a sex toy named just that for sure.
This is not a sex toy as far as I can tell. As far as I can tell. Maybe you can look up New World screwworm and we can see what we're in for here. But this is now in the United States. We have a confirmed case of the New World screwworm in the United States of America.
All right.
The
looks
case
like a fly.
involving a person who had recently traveled to El Salvador was confirmed to be screwworm by the CDC. And
I'm sorry.
They're saying that this person has recovered. Can you die from this? What can you find out about
but it
this?
looks like it has a tiny mustache. I just think it's worth mentioning.
Screwworm?
I thought it was a meme, and then it's npr.org.
All right.
Oh,
is that real? The little, it does have a little mustache.
I'm about to screw you, USA.
There's like a handlebar mustache on this worm-looking thing, and I guess this is the first human case of it found in the United States of America. I'm trying to figure out what happens to you when you get it. Like,
it's so cute. It's like the cutest worm I've ever seen. It looks like the one from Bug's Life.
Yeah, it does. Like the little caterpillar dude, kind of a little bit.
Gay one.
New World screwworm larva, like the one pictured, hatch and feed on the flesh of living animals, typically cattle, but some cases in humans can be fatal, they say. Oh, great. We're really going to get panic on us here. This is the first human case of travel-associated New World screwworm myiasis. This is the parasitic infection of fly larvae from an outbreak affected country identified in the United States of America. Currently, the risk is low, they say, but you can never believe these folks. Could be high risk out there for all we know. The investigation confirmed there's no indication of transmission to any other individuals or animals. It's the fly, the larvae does the damage. It could be quite painful.
I bet.
Ew. Once an infestation starts, that often attracts more flies that lay more eggs.
No.
And depending on where the wound is, the maggots can make their way into vulnerable tissue like the brain, or the wound can get quite big and then you get sepsis, they say.
Okay.
Gross.
What are you supposed to do? Jump into a pool of bleach?
I don't know. These are blue-gray blowfly. They look similar to black flies found in the United States, but they lay their eggs in your nose. Ew!
No, that can happen while I'm sleeping.
Yeah, in your nasal cavity. They fly in.
Nasty, dude.
The females can lay up to like 200 eggs at a time, and then when the eggs eat, they eat the animal alive. And then they fall to the ground, and then the process continues on and on these days. There's the circle of life for you.
New World screwworm. Sounds like something Alex Jones would call the Democrats.
No, sorry.
These New World screwworms.
I'm not happy about this. I don't want this to be occupying any space in my mind, but unfortunately it is.
And do you have to just take a flashlight to your nose for the next 2 months? Hope that there's no screwworm in it?
Have you ever seen, I've seen before where they sell these little screens. And
I have one.
Yeah, have you?
For your nose?
I have it for the ear.
Yeah.
I mean, the camera's there for the nose.
Yeah.
If you want it. Any orifice.
No. You tape it over your nose hole, and then you have a little screen there.
Oh, my allergies are too bad for me to tape my nose. Sorry.
I would feel like I was just dying if that was happening to me. But if you've experienced this, I always submit for dispatches from if you had a screwworm infestation, please do send a dispatch.
You may be entitled to compensation.
Yes, I will compensate you to $5 for your story. That's the case here.
Good deal.
All right, let's do it. Let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. After an accident, you have many, many options of attorneys, but trust me on this, the right move is to call the guy that you've heard so many times over the years on the show. Call the guy who you know, and that's Mo. Injured on the go, just call Mo, 800-CALL-MO or justcallmo.com.
Joshua brought to you by justcallmo.com.
That's true. On loan.
Thanks, Moses.
On loan today from justcallmo.com.
You're welcome.
Let's investigate here, Josh. You can help out.
Sure.
Delta flight, it says 2 for the Mile High Club, please. And the couple is now under investigation for this. All right. Here's the couple. I can't see too much yet. I just see like, are they in the last seat? Are they in? They might be in.
It's hard to tell.
It is. It's kind of hard to tell from where the picture is, but they could be.
The seatbelt thing we were talking about earlier.
No. This is. I don't believe so. But this is 2 people. I cannot see anything about them. I don't really see any identifying factors other than there's like a tattoo here on one of them, and allegedly they tried to enter the Mile High Club. And here's the details. A couple on a Delta flight to Hawaii is accused of having too much fun on their way to paradise. Other passengers are claiming they tried to join the Mile High Club while in their seats, and authorities are investigating. Here's the deal. A passenger on board Delta flight DL312 from Minneapolis to Honolulu tells TMZ he saw a woman performing oral sex under a blanket.
Aloha, brother.
That I've heard of that happening before. On a man seated near him, right in the middle of the packed economy cabin. So this wouldn't even be the last seat. They're saying in the middle of the economy cabin. I can see a woman, I believe. Can't even really confirm that it's a woman. I just see a person's back. I see a blanket over their head. And then something's going on.
Now I'm seeing. Okay.
Yeah. See, like this
Once
is hard to tell.
It was hard. Thank you, TMZ, and your giant ass watermark.
You're welcome. I could just see that somebody is over here bent over a little bit, and
I love
something's
that
going
people
down.
still are using the blanket trick.
Yeah,
You can
2025.
1,000% know what y'all are doing. Let's reinvent the wheel here.
Yeah. Go in that mommy milking booth in the airport beforehand.
Or that giant, like, inflatable you put on the tray table.
Yeah.
Or just stuff your entire head and arms into.
One of those.
You hide behind that? Yeah. Well, this woman is now at the center of this whole thing. Were they joining the Mile High Club? Should they be arrested? The passenger we spoke to was so horrified that he recorded some of it.
Good.
And it sure appears something lewd is taking place. Law enforcement sources tell us the FBI and deputies in Honolulu are investigating. So suffice to say, we'll be okay.
Walker, you're under arrest.
The authorities are investigating. We're told no arrests have been made yet, and standard protocol would be for the U.S. Attorney's Office in the District of Hawaii to review the case and determine whether to charge the couple. Delta is not commenting. I don't know. All I have is the photo.
Based on a video?
Based on the video, but we don't even get to see the video. We only get to see the photo where they put the Delta logo on it. And there might be some sort of bottle of liquor, or there's a little bottle next to a cup, and then the woman has the towel or blanket around her, and the rest of it we can't see.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what's happening there, but God bless them, and they may be headed off to jail with everybody else today that was featured on the show.
Rip.
Let us know what you think. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. And by the way, folks, if you don't mind, you can stop emailing me the story about Taylor Swift being engaged to Travis Kelce. I've seen the story. Yes, I guess that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. It's gonna be a fun football season. Fun football season.
Matrimony.
They're going to talk about the new marriage. They're going to talk about all of this stuff.
There he goes. That's Taylor Swift's fiance on the 10-yard line.
It's happening.
They're going to pull that out all season.
Yep. Like it or not, that is happening.
Like him.
Hey-o.
Let's see what we got here from some dispatchers. Here's Big Bad Beard talking about Raja Jackson. That's the young guy who was streaming and then started beating the hell out of a wrestler in the ring. Here we go.
Good afternoon, junkies. This Raja guy. The full story is he was there supporting a friend of his to watch the wrestling match. That's a wrestler. And he was taking him backstage to meet these wrestlers because I was watching clips of his stream, so that's how I know all this. Anyway, he met the wrestlers, and he was talking to the guys he liked, the guys he didn't, and then this guy, his name is Psycho Stu. Psycho Stu, not Sicko. Anyway, he comes up to him and
it's SYKO. So yeah, Psycho.
Just kind of drunk already.
Nah, he really
took one of them prop beer cans and like smashed it on the Raja guy's face or side of his head. Didn't really smash it. It was a prop can, so it's meant to explode like that. And then dude got all butthurt about it. Come to find out, the guy thought he was a wrestler because of all the cameras around and stuff like that. So
there's no question that they were doing a bit. There's no question that they saw this guy streaming, Raja Jackson, and they started playing it up, and they were like, "Oh, you!" And then they even told him, "Jump in the ring and give him the what for. People want to see you get in there." They wanted to mix it up. They wanted to do a bit, 100%, no question. But anybody with a brain can see what happened next. He picked up the guy and slammed him down. Okay, fine. And then started punching him in the face, totally unopposed, because the guy was knocked out, and just continued to just punch him in the face. Like somebody said 30 times. I don't know how many times he did it, but he punched the guy in the face a whole bunch of times. So there's like a point there where you go, quite clearly, this is no longer a bit. Quite clearly, like if I said, "Hey Sabrina,
hey, what up?
We're gonna do a bit where we get into it and you slap me in the face, and then I'm like, oh my God, how dare you slap me in the face?" And we'll play it back and forth on that. And then Sabrina slaps me in the face. I'm like, oh my God, how could you do this? And then the next thing you know, she's stabbing me and putting a knife through my jugular. And she'd be like, well, we were just wrestling. Like I was trying to get.
It's like, we got to go to break, man.
All right. Everybody in the world would know at some point that you have gone too far.
Like that punch was the movie scene that makes you uncomfortable. That how much someone is being beaten to a pulp, and that was live, and that I'm sorry, but the person who was closest, the referee, was just like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, somebody jump in. Nobody jumped in.
Yeah, and I don't understand the fear of not jumping in that case, because, like, do you think if the referee?
5 of you, but I'm sure if it was any other street situation, all of a sudden we had all them guys out right now, like, hey man, I'm gonna make sure this is all handled because I can see now it's a weaker person and no one's
But to be clear, another guy did, a dude who was there did jump in and stop this from happening eventually. But the referee, you feel like would be the guy.
Nothing.
Like he didn't do anything.
The cameraman, anybody, everyone just watched that this guy got his face beat in.
BDMX Con on Twitch says, I don't think anybody understood WTF was happening. They did, though, pretty quickly.
When you see the man's face being swiped from side to side so hard,
his teeth are flying out.
I mean, as much as he loved wrestling, and some people love it, that they're like, of course it's real, and people really get hurt. You know the difference. You saw everything. I knew in 2 seconds.
Yeah, there's no way.
And by the way, was being assaulted.
The moment they pulled him off of him, everybody stopped everything and they called 911 and called authorities and stuff. because they knew that something had gone not according to plan. All right, quick break. When we come back, Kelly Osbourne is really mad that somebody made a joke about Ozzy Osbourne.
I'm also really mad at Google.com. Just wait.
Sabrina's mad at Google.com. We'll get into that. We'll also get into, there's a whole lot more. I don't know that we'll be able to get everything in, but we'll do our best in the final hour of the show. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Make Real Radio 104.1 #1 on your presets on our all-new iHeartRadio app and get cool stuff at Real Radio events. Get the app for free in your app store.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's an accident blocking all lanes on Edgewater Drive eastbound at Lee Road. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency vehicles on the roadways. You're going to get caught up in some slowdowns heading through the city due to an accident on I-4 westbound before Colonial Drive. The right lane's blocked. Traffic's backed up from Fairbanks Avenue. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Summer is going by fast. Wherever the drive takes you, we're here to help keep you on the road and soak up the last bit of summer fun. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Your summer drive starts here. Go to VIOC.com for money-saving coupons and to find a location near you.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Rebat.com.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine.
If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgagguydon.com.
Hey. Did you guys see the situation this weekend / Monday? I think I have it on Monday too. At USC. Did anybody see this? There was like all these reports all of a sudden that there was a shooter on campus at USC. And then people around the campus started freaking out and they saw the shooter and they started videotaping him from all sorts of angles. And very quickly, the video of the shooter walking around the campus exploded and went viral. And then they started looking into what was happening. It turned out at USC, the thing that started off this fear of a shooter on campus was a swatting incident. So somebody swatted in, hey, there's a shooter on campus. Then the school does a blanket text to everybody, says, hey, there's a shooter on campus, go into lockdown. Then people are filming at USC, and the guy they thought was the shooter, filmed from all different angles, was holding an umbrella and was walking with the umbrella like this down the path at USC, and they thought he had an assault rifle. So many things in one story. It's like the problems of swatting, the fear level and panic of students on university campuses, and the media hype to be so ready for the next school shooting to bust out into headlines. All together in one. It was not Gene Kelly dancing with an umbrella. Don't forget about the access to guns. Well, nobody actually had a gun, so that doesn't really play in as much. Sean, that shirt does not fit you well. It's unbecoming. Cancel me, please. What's wrong with this shirt? Fit check. Chat. Shirt. Good. Not good. Ill-fitting. Fit check me. Shirt looks bueno. I mean, it's a t-shirt. What do you want from me? Three minutes. Bueno is good. I know Bueno is good. I told you, I know Spanish. I know how to talk to the people. I don't think it looks any different than any other shirt. Tammy does, I think. Wait, did I wrongly put that on Tammy? Hang on, I don't want to wrongly put that on Tammy. No, it was Tammy. Tammy says it does. Just take it off? The internet is not prepared for that.
With its legendary beach vibes, sunny shores, and entertainment options, Cocoa Beach is a must-see on your to-do list. Ride the waves, stroll the iconic.
2 minutes.
Watch a beautiful sunset.
It's not a $4K. It's not a $4,000 outfit like I expect for my streamers. You don't know what you're looking at here. How do you know these jeans aren't $4,000? Huh? How do you know?
Law and Order.
Excelente.
In season 2, we're turning our focus to a threat that hides in plain sight.
Your shirt is fine, just the right length.
That's harder to
Thank you, Vicky.
even harder to stop.
That's why terrorism works.
I think you underestimate the internet. I know the internet fairly well. They're not ready for this.
Justice system and start listening now. You're great at protecting your own personal information.
Final hour on the show is on. Power Hour Energy. Let's get that all reeled in and ready to go. Don't forget, as I said, if you got any gifts for either subscribing to Secret Shows or gifting Secret Shows, I processed all of them yesterday. So they are all on the way. I'm excited for you to get them. Hassan, tell me what's expensive, bud? Not accounting for any taste, though, right? How to look like a grown toddler, 101. Commie get-ups.
But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. Preparing you for the impending robot uprising. This is the News Junkie.
Welcome into the world's most viral newsroom. Follow along with all things happening here on the show on the website, which is at thenewsjunkie.com. I saw Kelly Osbourne was mad. Somebody made a joke about her dad, and it's like too soon territory. And when I looked into what the person said, I was like, okay, I'm not super surprised. WWE was doing their show. The whole wrestling get-up, the whole thing was in town in Birmingham, England. And that's where Ozzy Osbourne was from. Like, I think when we covered the Ozzy Osbourne funeral stuff, I think that was happening in Birmingham, right? It was like, that was ground zero for all the Ozzy funeral stuff. And at WWE's Monday Night Raw from BP Pulse Live in Birmingham, England, this wrestler, Becky Lynch, brought up Ozzy Osbourne. And she came out and she said, I'm not wrestling in Birmingham. The only good thing that came out of here died a month ago.
Oh, and that was what Kelly was upset with?
Yeah. And then she said, but in fairness to Ozzy Osbourne, he had the good sense to move to L.A., a proper city, because if I lived in Birmingham, England, I'd die too, she said. And like, this is another thing where it's like
type 5.
The show today is people who either understand wrestling or don't seem to understand wrestling. And I don't know if Kelly Osbourne understands, like, that's the thing, all right? Like, wrestling always plays up stuff like this. They always lean into the culture war things a little bit. They always get into, like, things happening on planet Earth that are viral. That's how they maintain relevancy. So there's somebody making a joke to piss off the people of Birmingham to be, what did you call him earlier? What is it, a heel?
A heel, yep.
When they're meant to be the bad guy, they call him the heel.
I mean, if she got upset at that she would have absolutely hated my first joke at the comedy show this past weekend.
About Birmingham?
No, I did F, Marry, Kill. Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan, Frankie Valli.
Yeah.
Who won?
Trick question, hold dead.
Yeah.
Wait, Frankie Valli's dead?
Have you seen his?
He's not dead.
He is dead, and he's on strings.
He might as well be dead.
Come on.
No, he's still alive.
Nice.
They're still making money off that guy.
He doesn't know where he is.
He doesn't know where he is, but he's still alive. He's not alive as alive as Dick Van Dyke, but he's still, I think, technically, like, Wikipedia hasn't offed the guy just yet. He's still technically alive. So she said,
which one would you F?
Probably none of them. Do I have to choose?
Mm-hmm.
Birmingham would not pee on you if you were on fire, Kelly Osbourne said.
Okay, Kelly.
She mistakenly tagged the wrong wrestler or the fan page of the wrestler instead of a real thing. Shame on the WWE for allowing such things to be said about my father and his home. Very, very, very upset was Kelly Osbourne.
Control. Okay, whatever, Kelly. Come on.
I think this is a thing where you go, hey, I get what's happening here. What they're doing is they're doing a tribute to your father because they want all the people in Birmingham, England to rally around your father. She is saying it to be the bad guy, to be the heel. Much like if you watch a Top Gun movie, somebody's got to be the bad guy. And that moves around. For a while, all the bad guys in the movies were Arabs. It was all like Middle Eastern dudes.
Russians before that.
And the Russians were before that. And now, are we back to the Russians now? I think somebody's got to play the bad guy.
It's hard to tell now.
Somebody's got to play the bad guy. And I think that's what they ended up doing there. But she took offense to it. She was not thrilled. All right, let's get into some feedback from you and see what's happening in your world today. This is Scott who says, I saw a screwworm repair job on a cow's rear end in Colombia.
Ooh. I'm good. I'm all right.
Mm-hmm.
Did he link it?
A chunk of flesh was cut out, a diameter of 1/4 and about 1 inch deep inside this cow, he said. I would have been better off not knowing that.
Yeah, same. I think we all would have been better off.
But here we are regardless. Let's get to somebody else talking about the Mile High Club, because there was a question about that for these Delta travelers. Let's see what they said.
Hey there, junkies. What's happening?
Shark bait.
So hear me out. What if airlines started capitalizing on people that want to do the Mile High Club?
Mm-hmm.
Like have certain flights that go certain areas, maybe some of the longer trips for more entertainment. But, airlines are pretty much struggling. So that would probably boost some of their sales. Just a random thought. By the way, Sean, thanks a lot for that website, the nude cruise. Curiosity killed the shark, and I regret going to that website. So thank you for that one. All right, bye.
What, are you going on the cruise now? Well, that wouldn't be a regret. She'd be excited about that.
The gallery is a lot.
The gallery, the photographs of the nude cruise activities. Yeah, that is a little bit to behold. One more dispatch for right now. Here is talking about Haboobs, our friend Insecure Walrus. Go ahead.
It's my understanding that they've had these dust storms in Phoenix for quite a while, and in the Southwest in general. However, it wasn't until the war in Iraq when a bunch of soldiers went over there and experienced real huge major dust storms in the sandy parts over there. Mm-hmm. And they found out the Arabic word for them were Haboobs. All of it. And so all the soldiers came back, and suddenly here in the U.S. we started calling them Haboobs too. They just adopted the name.
Really?
So I don't think it's a new weather phenomenon. It's just a new name for something that we've had for a while.
No, I didn't think it was a new weather phenomenon. It was just I'd never heard of anybody calling something a Haboob before.
We used to just call them dust storms in the U.S. of A.
Yeah. Like when I grew up, we had I'm going to screw this up. Were they called Dust Devils or Dirt Devils?
I think it's Dust Devils, because I think Dirt Devil is the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It was like when you would have a little tornado whip up on your street. Like that's just a, I don't know. I think it's a collection of dust, right? Yeah. It's just like a dust ball, if you will. Last one for now. Tony B. Greasy has a video dispatch.
Yo, news junkie.
Nice hat.
That's where I'm at.
That's the guy that
He's at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, he said it.
And I'm here with my 3 best friends.
Oh, he put a sticker up for us.
Nice. Congratulations, guys. You made it on the wall of the Rock.
Yeah. We made it on the wall at the the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame next to Killer Cats from Outer Space.
They're great.
What the Butt?
Also great.
What the Butt?
Pink Stealth, all the greats that are up there on the wall here. The News Junkie on top of that. Thank you, sir. That was very nice of you to do that. Very much appreciate it. What's your beef with Google? You have a Google beef you were mentioning?
Google, and say put in Taylor Swift. But
okay,
Josh, make sure you're on the page.
Google.com.
No, just go to Sean's computer before you press enter.
I don't have to do it.
I didn't hit anything yet.
Taylor Swift.
I'm just hitting Taylor Swift. That's it. Nothing else in the search. Just
maybe
that.
engagement. But I'm pretty sure there it is.
Come on.
Oh, my God.
Seriously. I was like...
Confetti comes out.
Heart?
And then it said, I think it's one of her lyrics.
Was it? How?
And then she broke a record of some sort. I don't know.
Do they ever do that? It says, and baby, that's show business for you. And a heart comes by. And then it's been played 88 million times from everybody searching for Taylor Swift.
Golly.
Is this a thing that Google routinely does when...
This is new to me. I just was looking for the story.
So obviously it's an Easter egg because you search for certain stuff and like different things can happen. And I've seen before where somebody might search for like Merry Christmas and maybe like get a bunch of lights on there or, Thanksgiving the turkey goes by or I don't know, whatever thing they want to do for that. But I've never seen this. If you search for Taylor Swift every time, it's like a confetti thing and a heart. And they're like, this just happened moments ago that the story came out that she was engaged. And they did a turnaround that quickly over on Google. I guess they have the ability to do that when need be. Okay, we're going to get to more of your feedback coming in. Also, one of the Epstein victims, you guys know the name Virginia Giuffre probably.
Mm-hmm.
She's releasing a book, and this is like a post-mortem book. She's dead.
Yeah.
And she's releasing a book from beyond the grave. Ooh. And apparently, in this book, some names will be named.
Who's dropping it? Was that her intention? Like
she left it behind. I don't know who's behind.
And told her
book.
estate, make sure you release this.
Maybe it's called Nobody's Girl, and she's going to like name people. It says 2 former presidents will be named in this.
Ooh,
One top U.S. politician will be named in this. And several other people will be named by this Epstein victim in her book From Beyond the Grave. I'll tell you who supposedly is freaking out about this and is going to be named in this book. We'll get to that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Traffic's getting by a little bit better now, heading through the city on I-4 westbound. Emergency crews have moved that accident off to the shoulder before Colonial Drive. Some of your familiar delays are starting to pile up on I-4 through that Champions Gate area and through that amusement park area. You're going to run into some slowdowns. Rainy conditions might be affecting your ride on I-95 near I-4. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle, founder of Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 to make quality, custom-made blinds affordable to everyone. Traditional window covering retailers are expensive. Our prices are low, and our blinds are guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Quick question for you. Do you already have a mortgage quote, and are you wondering if it's any good? A recent study showed that less than 20% of people compare the first mortgage quote that they get. So don't be a slacker. Get peace of mind by going to thatmortgageguy.com. He can help. It's so easy to compare your quote with That Mortgage Guy Don. Just go to the website, hit the button that says compare, and upload your quote. That Mortgage Guy Don will tell you if it's any good or help you find the best deal possible. Peace of mind right there at your fingertips by going to thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
If you want to buy or sell your home quickly, call Nick Lee. For a guaranteed cash offer, visit thenickleegroup.com.
Eye Candy Energy Drink. The official drink of the summer is here. 3 delicious flavors. Original, sugar-free, and sugar-free cotton candy. Get yours at EyeCandyEnergyDrink.com. Eye Candy Energy Drink.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teens require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
It's the summer clearance event at Greenway Kia, and we're racing to sell 500 new Kias. Every new Kia is clearance price with savings up to $18,000 off MSRP, with 0% financing now available. We've got one of the area's largest Kia inventories, and we'll make deals other dealers won't. Our friendly, non-commissioned team is here to help. If you're shopping for a new Kia, visit GreenwayKias.com. I'm Joe Rossi, and we want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
Example stock TG004814. Negative equity refinance expires 9/7/25.
Hey guys, Russ Rollins here. Lose weight, gain muscle, and lose that dad bod with testosterone from Red Mountain Weight Loss. If you've noticed a lack in energy lately, how about brain fog, trouble in the bedroom? Well, you probably have low T. It's more common than you think, and it is treatable. Truth is, men today have 20% lower testosterone than even our dads had. Ugh, yeah, man. Hey, but there's a solution to it. You'll find it at Red Mountain Weight Loss. They offer full-strength testosterone as an injection or a tablet, and we're not talking about supplements here. No, we're talking about prescription-only testosterone because no supplement can match the boost you get from actual testosterone. It'll give you more energy, greater focus, better sleep, and lean muscle mass, and you're also going to have a better sex drive. It is a game changer. Book your free video consultation with one of their licensed doctors today and regain your energy, your strength, your vitality. For a limited time, they're even going to waive their startup fee. So go to redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com. Red Mountain Weight Loss. Real testosterone, real doctors, and real results.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
You're great at protecting your own personal information. You probably even use things like two-factor authentication, strong passwords, VPN. But as much as you try to be in control of how your information is protected, there's lots of places that also have it. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every single second for identity threats. If your identity is stolen, a LifeLock specialist is going to help solve the identity theft issues, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Football is back.
And the season lives on iHeartRadio.
Whether it's fantasy advice
or venting with your favorite host over that blown call,
iHeartRadio brings you all of it.
From the official NFL Podcast Network.
Welcome to NFL Daily.
To local stations that bring you the games live. This is 24/7 coverage of everything you love about football.
And it all starts now.
Just open the iHeartRadio app
and search NFL
to dive in. No one's really sure what all C-Lane's buttons actually do. This is the news.
The world's biggest viral newsroom, and here you are. If you miss any of the show today or ever, you want to know what's happening in the world to keep up with things, you can do that. How do you do it? We'll go over to the website, which is thenewsjunkie.com. All right, we got a new book coming out from one of the Epstein victims, and she's dead, but like this Beyond the Grave book is supposed to point fingers at some people, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But I did want to update us on, you might remember the story about the Meijer. It was the Meijer grocery store. And there was this this young dude who was an employee who was allegedly like stealing some food.
Yes. And they
go ahead.
Said he was autistic or had some.
They said well, I forgot what the phrase was that they used. Did they say like mentally disabled, I think? Or autistic or whatever they said. They were getting at that this young man who had some developmental issues stole some fruit cups. He was like 16 years old. And then the grocery store chain called the cops, and they ended up arresting him. And the footage that we saw was like body cam footage of this guy getting arrested. Now, finally, there's some more details coming in. Snopes, if you're a believer, I think they do a decent job on a lot of stuff.
George Soros funded left-wing site.
I can't take it for Josh, but for those of you who do still, Meijer Fruit Cups arrest video shared with false and unfounded claims, this said. So let's see. The claim was that a police body camera video showed the arrest of a 16-year-old supermarket employee who lives with autism, that's one way to say it, or other special needs, and who faces food insecurity. And the store manager in Ohio documented his repeated theft and waited until they could report him to law enforcement. So what's true? The video truly shows a law enforcement officer arresting a person named James for allegedly consuming food and drinks without paying for them. The arrest occurred at the Seven Hills, Ohio store on March 7th, 2024. What's false? Users shared this story with inaccurate and unsupported claims. A Meijer incident report, partially visible in the body-worn camera, displays his last name as Glembowski. They said it was Dennison in a lot of the reports, and there was even like a huge GoFundMe for this guy who apparently didn't even exist.
Oh.
The report also alleges the suspect stole fountain drinks and appears to detail the timeline from the company discovering his activity to his arrest.
Wasn't that fountain drinks and chicken nuggets?
I just see fountain drinks here on this thing.
When we talked about it, it was like
they said
a
nuggets?
very random food, like as if buffet style. It was just thrown in his mouth for 3
Fruit
months.
cups was one of the things for sure that was on there. So it wasn't a months-long investigation. It happened from March 2nd to 7th. Minutes into the video, the suspect tells the officer he's 19, not 16. So there was a lie about the age of this guy. And he says, further, Joseph Kolaski, a man identifying himself as the son, also named Joseph Kolaski, said his father started working at the location in August 2025, meaning he would have had no involvement in the arrest. So I guess even the person they named as responsible for this wasn't the right person. Big shocker that on social media, a video goes viral and all the details are all over the place, which is why I was telling you at the time, it's weird that the grocery store isn't chiming in because it's a bad look here. So they said it truly shows an arrest of an employee named James, but almost all the other information related to this was not accurate.
They kind of assumed by his face that
I think so,
like Down syndrome or something,
which was believable. I don't know what that says, but it was believable to see it. Meijer said, we know there's been a lot of conversations about last year's incident involving a former team member. We take this very seriously, recognize the situation should have been handled differently. Earlier this year, we implemented a new procedure to make sure it doesn't happen again. We are holding ourselves to a higher standard, they said. So there you go. There's the update on that now that some details are actually in on the story. All right, who's going to be named in this this situation with the Epstein victim? 2 former presidents are going to be named in this autobiography from Beyond the Grave. After a 6-month legal battle, they've been fighting over this whole thing. The bombshell tell-all is going to drop. The people who will be named in this include Nobel Peace Prize winner Henry Kissinger. He's going to be named. He was a former U.S. Secretary of State. and Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Well, good thing he's not around anymore.
He's not, no.
Here's my Deadpool.
He died at 100 in 2023. Donald Trump will be mentioned, insiders believe, in this book coming from Virginia Giuffre. It says her account names new names. There was an intense legal fight to keep Kissinger's name out of the book, but after his death, he can now be included without fear of legal reprisal.
Right, that's the worst thing he's ever done.
Yeah, so they're okay with this now. Mr. Trump has faced pressure over his relationship with Epstein. This suggests this is from The Sun, and he's going to be mentioned at some point in this. And there was also another former president that they said was supposed
Clinton,
to be mentioned.
I imagine.
Right? Maybe.
So they said 2 former. Trump is current, so does he count as former still?
That's a good question.
Or are we thinking like Clinton and Daddy Bush, maybe?
Technically, that would be right. Yeah, the book is called Nobody's Girl. It's the story of this woman who was one of the victims of Epstein, who was involved in this whole process.
Was this like her diary, or this was her plan to release this book?
It was her plan to write the book and I guess have it released, but then she ended up taking her own life, and then the book was like held up, and they didn't know what to do with it. It says, a memoir of surviving abuse and fighting for justice, Nobody's Girl, Virginia Roberts Giuffre. And it doesn't say who the other president is. I guess we're going to wait until it comes out.
Buy the book to find out.
Damn it. That's a better tease than I've heard from some of these other ones. So she's saying you want to find out who the other prominent politician and the other former president is that's mentioned in this book from this Epstein victim. Got to buy the book, Nobody's Girl, when that comes out here right around the corner. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll do, where are we at here?
Time to go home.
Is it? Oh, my God. Is it already? It's our final break?
Mm-hmm.
My God.
When we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Share the Show Tuesday. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show. It's like a live podcast that happens every afternoon on your radio. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center. Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Tuesday forecast for Central Florida. And today is going to be another warm and muggy day, although temperatures will be pretty close to normal. Planned for a high of 90 degrees in Orlando. We will, though, see some scattered afternoon showers and storms, some of which could provide a lot of lightning and some...
Hey, folks. Can't believe it. How are we done?
Hi, I'm Kyle, founder of Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010.
Granted,
Quality, custom-made blinds, affordable.
we got a big, fat, juicy final segment coming up here. Granted. But it is the final segment. So, rate the show out of 10. 10 out of 10 is the best. 1 out of 10 is the worst.
Is very cheap right now.
Rate the show out of 10.
It's going to be for a while, especially with that 30% federal tax credit that's going the way.
If I'm about to die, I'm writing a book naming a lot of people for random shit. True.
It's the battery backup system without the panels.
Me too.
But if you want to make the full switch,
Big fat 8.
They are the experts.
8.7. It seemed to go fast. You burned through the show like it was an American flag. 7 out of 10. 9.4. 9 punches to the face out of 10. Got him. 9 out of 10 Swifties, 8 out of 8. 6.9. Landed it. Landed it. All right, folks. Chatter of the day. I'll take your nominees now.
You start saving day one. 407-777-5050 or find them online at solarinstallersoflorida.com.
I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. Sometimes injuries that may seem minor today affect you for the rest of your life. Not all injuries are visible. I've seen it too many times. A client hires the wrong attorney who just wants to get fast cash. You've already gotten hurt in the accident. Don't get hurt again. Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com or give me a call at 1-800-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando.
God bless America. God bless.
In season 2, we're turning our focus
Who's our chatter of the day? Chatter of the day is Josh? That's a good one. That is a good one.
Open your free iHeart Radio app, search Law and Order from the Justice System, and start listening now. Everybody jump over here for Life Imaging FLA. I think we can all...
How many of you, on the way out here, let me see how much time we have, hang on. How many of you watch other streamers? Who watches other streamers? Like you watch, different streamers on YouTube or Twitch. I do. God, I do not. Tom and Dan. I'm a streamer too. Very rarely. For those of you who don't watch other streamers, one of the big dramas has been, I guess on Twitch, they started to work on bots a little bit. And some of the biggest streamers on Twitch, it has like halved their audiences. Like people you'd be watching with 40,000 or 50,000 live viewers now have like 7,000 or 8,000 viewers. Just nuked these audiences. 90 seconds. ViewBody is not gone though? No. No, I don't think so. I mean, I know streamers that ViewBody. K. John says, I watch other streamers daily. Like who? All right, we're coming back. Oh no, the poor hot tub streamers? True. Big fat segment. 15 minutes on the way out. Let's chat, baby.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every
Here we go.
Guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code Beck at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. Fall for a brooding duke. Dive into a steamy romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas. Or find the perfect rom-com from Lily Chu. Start listening free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at Audible.com.
We all remember that one teacher who made a difference. Now's your chance to say thank you in a big way. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. Nominate an outstanding teacher in your life to be among the winners of $5,000 to stock their classroom at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
You can't be stopped with Unstoppable's laundry scent boosters because they give your clothes 24-hour nonstop freshness. So even on your longest nonstop days, you'll be confident in smelling fresh all day long. Try now for as low as $5 and smell unstoppable.
The only show brave enough to admit we Google half this stuff. This is the new.
Make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Tuesday. In fact, a Share the Show Tuesday. It's never too late to share the show. For those of you over on YouTube Live, it's very easy for you to do. Just hit like. Hit like, and you're sharing the show. It's as easy as that. Those of you who want to share the show who are podcasting, you can do that too. Just text one of your friends and say, hey, I like this show. I think you'll like it too. It's awesome at keeping me company throughout the day. Here's a link to the News Junkie podcast on iHeart. Just like that. Boom. You're helping us out. We do appreciate it. I saw this story that's getting a whole bunch of attention today from The Guardian, where they talk about just how prominent, and I didn't really think about this, but just how prominent gambling is now in the sports world. And they're suggesting that logos or ads are seen every 13 seconds.
Damn.
On big sports games in the United States now. And you're just inundated.
Want to bet?
With the gambling stuff.
Nice.
Like, in hockey, in basketball. Well, I guess like virtually everything, right? There's not a lot of sports football.
I mean, geez,
big.
we were talking last week about how there were major bets being thrown in the Little League World Series.
Mm-hmm.
Betting against these kids that are just happy to be doing the sport or something.
Yeah, and just so you know, there was a complete ban on sports betting, save for Vegas and like legit casinos, in 2018. So as of 2018, there was like no legit advertising, none of that going on with any gambling outlets and these like sports books and stuff. And since 2018, there's only 7 years that we're into this. Now, if you watch a game, you're seeing something from sports betting every 13 seconds.
Yeah, buddy.
Everywhere in the game. So young kids are probably, I would guess, just like exposed to sports gambling more so now than ever.
Finally.
I know Dylan bets on sports every once in a while.
Yeah.
Dylan.
I do too. I don't mean to brag. I've been making some money off table tennis lately.
Uh-oh.
For real?
Oh, God.
Yeah, for real.
Why are you betting on table tennis?
The games last about 15 minutes, so it's a real quick turnaround on your payout there.
Oh, I like that. I see. All right. So
Still waiting on my Iraqi dinar to pop on.
So you're saying if you want something that you could get the rush of betting on sports, but you don't have to wait like 3 hours for an entire game to end?
It's the new Greyhound racing is what you're saying.
Yeah, basically fast.
Yeah, but not bad towards animals, so it's fine.
I like that part too. That seems good. Speaking of bad towards animals, in the stories that didn't make the cut, a man in Texas has been arrested after allegedly breaking into an animal shelter and releasing all the dogs. He broke in, and Jacob Bender, 38 years old,
cool name,
let the dogs out. He was the one that they were talking about at the Baja Men. As a result of the incident, this always happens, one dog died and at least 5 dogs sustained injuries.
Oh,
it's like the famed story where one of these animal rights activist types who, again, thinking they're acting with empathy in mind, they freed all of these animals at it was a farm where they raised them for like fur coats and stuff. So
like a mink farm?
I think it might have been mink.
But there's dog coats now?
I think it might have been mink. No. I know this is different. I'm just explaining there's some similarities here to a story that I remember. Somebody who was an animal rights activist busts into this mink farm.
Oh, yes, I do remember. That was in Germany.
They cut open all of the gates and the fences and stuff that were keeping the mink safe, and they freed, in air quotes, they freed all of these animals so they wouldn't be killed in the clothes making industry, the coats industry. And I guess maybe they just wanted to give them a chance because they thought they were going to die anyways, but they didn't realize it was a bloodbath. I mean, all of the animals in the nearby woods just obliterated these animals.
It was Thanksgiving for the
predators. Cars ran over all of the mink on all the nearby roadways, and it was just, they were stuck to the road everywhere. It was a disaster. Sometimes you think you're doing the right thing, and this guy probably did. Austin Pets Alive was the name of the place. He's now facing criminal trespassing charges for doing this. But he let all the dogs go, and a couple of them ended up dying, or one of them at least ended up dying as a result of this. Okay, we got some time for him today. This is going to be unheard of. We are doing it. The final dispatches, and more than one.
These are the final dispatches, Sean will probably
I know. Unbelievable. I cannot believe it. We'll play more than one, I promise you. Let's refresh and see what we got. People talking about the wrestling incident. This is the whole big drama over Raja Jackson, the son of Rampage Jackson, jumping into the ring. Sicko, the wrestler. Yeah, Psycho. Yeah,
Stu.
Right. Psycho Stu. Here's Bruise Traveler talking about the wrestling
Hey,
incident.
guys, as someone who has friends in the business of pro wrestling all the way from the top down to independence, this is irresponsible on the promotion. Flat out, 100%. I can't blame the referee for not jumping in because these two very likely worked out a spot, said, hey, look, we're going to do something.
No way.
And he's going to hit me for real.
Baloney.
If there's a ref in the ring, There's just no, I don't accept that the referee didn't understand that this was getting serious. Like,
I
just
think
seeing
after
somebody punch somebody in
the
the face.
Third punch, where the guy is passed out, it's very clear he's incapacitated, and this man's using full force. I mean, but anybody, even if it's like, I don't know, Josh, I feel like we've both been to Mayhem on Mills.
Oh, yeah, good times.
It's great, and they kick each other's asses, but it's very clear what they have worked out and the show of it all, and yes, it hurts, but it's not someone getting punched over and over again and they're completely incapacitated.
It's weird because it feels hard to explain because their job is to literally make you feel like they're really fighting.
But
and
it's not that. It's not what we saw.
They do that, and they do a great job at that. But even if you're watching wrestlers who are so great at selling it, you still know when something has gone wrong. When you see a person not move their hands to defend their face and just get slugged full force from another person, everybody in the world knows that's not part of the gimmick. That's not part of the thing.
But it's obvious this kid took what was supposed to be maybe a slam me and then hit me a couple punches to, oh yeah, I'm going to get this guy.
Murder?
So they never should have even allowed him in that ring in the first place. But for the referee to just be kind of like in shock, I don't blame him. I think, at this point, it's a little hard to tell until it's too late. And
yeah, I mean, look, to be clear, I blame the referee way less than I blame the guy who was doing all the punching. But I still thought like there could have been something done here. Known Badger 69 on Twitch says, anybody want to fill me in on why this is the last segment? It's the last segment ever. It's the final one. This is it right here. Yeah. If you want to know why, you ask iHeartRadio. I don't know. I didn't make that the case. Yeah, he doesn't even get to say goodbye.
He's going to show up and be like, where is everybody?
What happened? Take it up with everybody. I don't know what to tell you. Here's Sky Rave talking about Taylor Swift.
Hey, y'all. I just wanted to let you know that Taylor Swift Heart with Confetti was there to celebrate Taylor Swift's album announcement for The Life of a Showgirl. And it's been up there for a week, I think, now. So I wasn't that quick of a turnaround. Just a heads up. Hope y'all have a good day.
See, that's what I was confused about. Because
every time we would have done it.
It was like they said Taylor Swift's announcing an album. This is going to be big. People are going to be searching for a name. Let's do this little gimmick that's like a celebration of her album. That's different than if they said, oh, right now we just heard about something. Let's make a change in real time when people search for somebody. Here's what's coming up. Because I thought to myself, if Google's going to do this, then how far away are we from like Ozzy Osbourne dies? I know we're already far away from that, but just go with me. How far away from me? How far away are we from celebrity dies? And then when you search their name, like, something happens on the Google search. Yeah, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that, and I feel like maybe they shouldn't. All right, last dispatch for now. Here is not Stevie G.
What's up, News Junkie?
Hey.
So, happy Tuesday. I always share the show. I love that I can listen live on Tuesdays. You guys are talking about the semi-truck, and since the last time I was able to listen live, we had an incident here just outside the city of Rochester where a tour bus drove off of the New York State Thruway and flipped over. 5 people were killed and a bunch injured. People were ejected. They had to shut down the Thruway, and I mean, there, obviously airlifts everywhere. They had surgeries going on the open road.
Jesus.
Definitely worth looking into. The driver apparently was not impaired. There were no mechanical failures. So the investigation's getting, I'm very curious about it.
All right. So he's saying he doesn't know exactly what led to this. Jack messaged the show on Friday, I believe, at the end of the show when this was happening. Mm-hmm. And I had seen that this was going down and that there was a horrible tour bus accident, but there really wasn't much more to it. I'll see if, hold on, tour bus accident. Let's see if we just get some basic details. Survivors of fatal rollover tour bus crash described their experience. At least 5 people died after a tour bus carrying about 50 passengers crashed in upstate New York. Now some of the survivors are speaking out. This is from Channel 7. What was supposed to be the experience of a lifetime quickly turned deadly. The bus began shaking upon returning from Buffalo. They were going to Niagara Falls from New York City. I started to scream because the bus in a few seconds lost control. It started shaking like a boat from left to right, and then it flipped. We all climbed out of the windows. We were the first few who came up. And I guess it just like kind of drove right into this area. They're hoping for other surviving passengers at the hospital. A lot of people who were injured. Yeah, it doesn't say too much about what they think happened here, but I see the bus. I see the bus all damaged.
That's rough. Man.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, that's all they have on this for now, at least. And we'll see if there's any other info.
I don't know why it keeps doing that.
I don't know what hand gesture that's responding to, but it keeps giving.
I said
Sabrina
that was
balloons.
rough, and we were just talking about the people dying, and it just spread balloons.
Congrats.
The worst possible time.
All right.
A bunch of people die in a terrible bus accident. Balloons. All right. Here we go. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Tuesday. Had to double check that, triple check in real time. Tuesday, August 26th, 2025. Real quick, Trini on YouTube says, I agree with the dispatcher about the wrestling thing. It started as a bit and went wrong, but they shouldn't have let him in the ring. That's probably why the WWE seems to be backpedaling now. I don't think the WWE was involved in this at all. It was a smaller wrestling organization that was involved, and they were the ones who were responsible for the event going down. So, yeah, I don't know how you got the WWE involved, but nobody's disagreeing that there was a bit and that there was supposed to be a bit going on. We're just saying that it obviously
How about a grown-ass man not controlling his anger?
Yeah, just punching the hell out of somebody. And almost killing somebody.
Correct.
Lucky that this guy is alive at all, because they thought he was going to die. Today I learned this show right here. Top
Gear.
Top Gear is correct, yes.
Gear.
After Top Gear ended, host Richard Hammond was so devastated, he cried all the way home from the studio, and then he ran out of gas because he didn't want to fill his car up because he was covered in tears from crying. Which is
okay. Maybe not share that story, Richie.
I like the idea of just cruising down the road and you're like, I can't stop because I'm crying.
Yeah. And also, they took away my Top Gear credit company card.
Unfortunately for Richard Hammond, the story's out there now. Today I learned Houston, Texas, shouts out to you, Houston, has the highest dog-to-person ratio, in the world. In Houston, Texas, there are 52.1 dogs for every 100 humans.
Wow.
So that is a lot of dogs in the Houston, Texas area. Woof. This is the biggest in the United States of America, with 1.2 million dogs in the city proper. There's more than one dog for every 2 humans. There's no doubt that Houston maintains its space as the most dog-friendly city in the country.
All right.
Finally, today I learned this guy right here.
Not even speaking to my friends.
Post Malone.
Post Malone is correct. Yes, indeed. Post Malone found out that somebody else had paid for his bar in Houston. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
The people had covered his check, and he asked the waitress to charge him for something, just anything. She ran up a $1 bill. He left a $20,000 tip for her.
Nice guy.
Oh, what a dude. What a guy. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. Josh, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks, Joshua.
Josh is back tomorrow, too. Miss any of the show, get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
I never meant to let you down. Would've gave you anything. Would've gave you everything.
Car crash.
Up in some slowdowns on the